Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's running of the Big Show 125 here at Talladega. Alongside is Will Taylor, as always. Welcome aboard, Will.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. I love these big show races. Very competitive from start to finish, and I can't wait to see what the boys have in store here at Talladega.
Tonight, they're running in the trucks. Right now, the guys have been qualifying. Looks like pretty much everybody has already qualified. We got a couple guys still out on the track finishing up right now. Timothy Pope is on the pole with a 55.23. Quite a few drivers, and I think maybe this might be the most drivers we've had in a big show race. Looks like we're at about 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, about 34 drivers here tonight with a lot of money on the line.
Yes, sir. Those boys flock to the money, and it looks like we have a full field here tonight, Tim. And the winner is going to be taking home $150 cash money. So you cannot fight that at all. But boy, Tim, I am loving this machine on the track right here. This is the 25 machine. You got to appreciate that DC skate shoe logo on the top of that hood. Good throwback to that. But
I was about
big
to say,
yeah,
yeah,
big run for Timothy Pope there, getting the pole there by looks like 0.2 of a second. He has the pole here, but be a lookout for Landon Gentry. Landon Gentry is the guy to look out for here tonight. He always dominates these races here in the big show. Looks like he is going to be starting off P22 there, Tim.
yeah, kind of unusual to see him back that far, to be honest. Usually he's up there in the front, and here's kind of a throwback to an old 48 Lowe's truck of Michael Willie, or is it Wiley? I don't remember. I apologize, Michael, but he comes out here and shows out pretty well at these restrictor plates as well. Also got Bradley Steffen out there, sporting that Cincinnati Toyota, and Greg Blazen making his time out there. I raced with these guys last night, Will, and what a time it was at Michigan International Speedway. Um, I had to face Ray and his team 3 times and lost every time.
Third time was not indeed a charm there for you, Tim.
No, the third time I think I took 2 people out on accident and got 10 extra bonus points for wrecking people. Whoops.
Now, Tim, as you see these trucks whipping around the track here in qualifying, what makes these trucks different than, per se, like the cars we ran last time we broadcasted this race for the big show? What sort of things the viewers should be looking out for here tonight with these trucks?
Well, with these trucks, they've updated the trucks. As you can see, they got that fin on the back of the truck. The front ends look different. We've got the Toyota, the Fords, and the Chevrolets out here now. The front of these trucks, let me see if I can't get a better angle on them. They just don't line up very well. I thought I could move it around to the side. So the issue these guys are going to face here tonight is the bump drafting is pretty much a no-go. And that's because in previous NASCAR games, things have happened where the developer did not line these front ends up with the back ends. And therefore, when you go to try to push somebody, you're going to spin them right out. And I'm not sure we just have – oh, okay. So you're going to be watching out for the bump draft. No cautions. And that's what's going to be weird here tonight. No cautions until our stage breaks. Because I believe that these guys think that with these not lining up front ends, there's going to be a lot of wrecks. Because it's going to be difficult as a driver to not bump draft. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's instinct at Talladega and Daytona to just be on the back end of that guy in front of you. Because you want to get around this track as fast as possible and get to the front as soon as possible.
That is the name of the game, Tim, to get to the front as fast as possible. Quick, fast, and in a hurry, Tim. And these boys are going to be running some stages here tonight. The first stage is going to be a 30-lap shootout. Next stage window is going to be 60, and the next stage window is going to be 90. In these stages, there won't be any caution flags. As Tim mentioned, the only yellow that's going to come out is at the end of each stage. So These boys better watch out. If you start crashing, you start spinning out, you're going to have a tough way to climb back up into that field. And the boys are going to be only running on 23 laps of fuel here tonight, so be on the lookout for those green flag pit stops.
That's going to be really interesting. Let me tell you, Will, and I know you've played NASCAR games. Getting down, you're going 180 something, okay? To get it down on the apron and get it slowed up to come down pit road is not an easy feat.
It really isn't, Tim. And I saw it in a series that we were just calling here at 10-4 Broadcasting on Friday night. These boys came into the pit out of the high octane sim series. They were coming into the pit so fast that it almost turned into a Tokyo drift game where you saw everybody get sideways and some people missing the pits altogether. So be on the lookout here for that here tonight. But again, no caution flags, only at the end of the stage. So it is going to be a shootout to say the least.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask you. I'm gonna go out here because you've called quite a few of these races. You know a lot of these guys, a lot of new names that I don't know.
Yeah.
But who is going to be your guy to watch here tonight?
Ooh, Tim, that's gonna be hard. These races really go anywhere in the big show. You can't really put your finger on. I like that truck though with the Vans off the wall logo. I think that's Timothy Pope there in the second position. But in the big show, you really can't put your finger on who you think is going to be the favorite in the race. A lot of things play out in these series as we talking about. The rules are a little different here at the big show, but it makes it more competitive, makes it really fast. Like you said, a few new names in the field here. Keep a lookout for the Shaws. They do really well at these super speedways. Look down in the chart there a little bit at Landon Gentry starting at P25. I guess to pick one, Tim, if you had to, I think I'm going to go with Greg Blazen. I know that's
okay.
I know that's kind of an off the wall pick, no pun intended to the Vans truck there. But Greg Blazen, he really seems to run consistent at these super speedway races here, and most of the races we called him, I don't think there's been a position where he's finished outside the top 10.
Yeah, I know. There's a couple times where he gets involved in some stuff, but he always finds a way to get back up there and be competing for the win at the end of these races. So I think that's a pretty solid pick.
Shout out to him because he is a Air Force veteran. I believe he's one of our sponsors here tonight as well, Tim.
Yes.
Rocking that U.S. Air Force machine. That is Greg Blazen in that 23. I believe it's going to be starting, looks like a P3 or P4 right there on the grid. Got it.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and make my pick.
Go ahead and throw it out there.
Oh, there you go. Just so y'all can see really quick. You see the front of these trucks. They step out, especially in the Toyotas. I feel like the Toyotas have the disadvantage big time. You see right there.
Yeah.
The Chevys and Toyotas, they just have that huge lip on that bottom. And to push, it's going to be difficult. But let's see. My pick, boy. I'm gonna go with one of my teammates from last night. I was on Team Shaw. I'm gonna go with Jamie Shaw in that number 84 Chevrolet.
I like it. And
like you said, they run really great here at super speedways. So I'd love to see them pull it off.
And Tim, I think I'm getting word from the radio that this race has been crowdfunded by all the drivers here tonight. So big ups for the drivers for throwing in for this prize tonight. And Ray, let us know this is the biggest prize ever given out here at the big show. But Tim, we were about to go green, green, green.
Green flag is in the air. Michael Willie is going to bring them down to the green flag as we go racing here at Talladega off into turn one. These guys are going to be getting together, seeing what they're going to do here at Talladega.
And a nice wide shot of Talladega here as the boys lead them down in the backstretch here. We'll get that grid fixed for you momentarily. I think it's registering lap
Yeah.
2 Blazen as the leader. But we're taking a look as the boys are going down the front stretch here in lap 1.
I love technology. Oh, and already a big wreck.
But no yellow flags, Tim. No yellow flags. And that took out about that backpack of the field there as we're watching Michael Wiley lead the field here to the line in that 48 machine. Looks like he has Vaught on the outside of him in that 17 truck. And it looks like it's going to be Vaught is going to lead the way here across the finish line to lead lap 1 here at the Big Show 125 live at Talladega, brought to you by 10-4 Broadcast.
You know, these front guys, you see they're all leaving space between the trucks because they don't want to have happen what just happened in the back half of this field. Looks like it took out about, looking at gaps here, about 14th back. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Nope. 15th back. You see these guys getting lined up behind them so they can get going.
You're going to look at that. That is that second pack that was just involved in that incident on lap 1 there. We are only 2 laps in here at Talladega. It's going to be lap 3. The boys cross the line here. We'll get that grid fix for you momentarily. But these boys are chopping it up here in the second half of this pack. Pretty early to go 3 wide on the front stretch, I'd say, Tim.
Yeah, I'm currently trying to fix that live timing. I don't know what's going on here.
Getting a little squirrely already in the corners out of the boys. And this second pack is really chopping it up. And I believe that would really minimize that speed of catching that front pack if they still getting a little slicey dicey here in the second pack.
Do apologize. Trying to. Now it's telling me that live timing is down. That's nice. I love it.
I do appreciate these paint schemes here tonight, Tim.
I do too.
These were the same paint schemes you saw last night in your bracket tournament.
Yep.
But these guys have really come out with these flared up paint schemes here tonight in the Big Show 125.
I saw quite a few of them last night. And, you know, the hardest part was race and race team because they had all Air Force trucks. So I'm like, who am I trying to pass here, you know? Oh, contact there. That was close.
Telling you, this second pack is really driving aggressive. And on a super speedway like this, you really want to file up if you want to catch that front pack. You don't really want to race each other just yet until you can catch up to this front pack here. And we're taking a look at this lead pack here, led by Michael Wiley. And it looks like, I believe that is the 17 car on his door there, but no really change in the lead yet, Tim. So once we get that grid fixed for you, that live timing,
There we go. It should be fixed now.
Rocking and rolling. There we go. No change. So nothing really to report. There's still Michael Wiley leading the field here down the backstretch here. We're on lap 5 here at the Big Show 125. Again, we'll have a stage break at lap 30, and the boys only have 23 laps in those fuel tanks. Oh, man, this is going to be quite a shootout here on 10-4 Broadcasting.
Yeah, and this front pack, you know, you look at their form, and you can just tell that they've been doing this a long time. The way that, a little push there in the middle of the pack. That outside lane isn't as well formed as that inside lane. As you see Wiley and your boy Blazen up there 1-2. Good lead there on that inside lane. Timothy Pope leading that outside lane as they head off into turn 1. Let's see, looks like the final tally for drivers here tonight is 34 drivers. Got
Quite a field.
Quite a field. And unfortunately, my driver that I chose, Jamie Shaw, back in 28, I think he was involved in that big mess on lap 1.
But the good thing about this, Tim, with no damage and not really having to worry about tires here tonight, even though you might get caught up in an incident, you have some early race troubles, once that lap 30, that stage break hits, that yellow flag's going to bring that field back together. So you might feel like you're a solo dolo right here, cue up to Kid Cudi, but you still have a chance in this race. Maybe just tandem up with these boys here as it looks like he is doing to catch that pack. But all hope is not lost out of your pick yet, Tim.
No, plenty of racing here. He could do a situation where he short pits. So basically, he could come down pit road early and maybe stay out longer and take advantage of guys who have to come in during the green flag pit stops. He could make some ground on them. It's really quiet all around the track right now. I'm looking at the different packs we got going here. Oh, did I just see a car that I really like? That number 7 truck. Jonah Long. Got a Joker themed truck there. That's pretty cool.
And you wonder why Jonah Long is so serious in that truck right now, as he is running, I believe, outside of the top 10, but he should be able to get that truck up into that lead pack. He's racing up there. He's just on the tail end of that lead pack there, and maybe if he stops being so serious in that truck and get up to the top.
That's good. Yeah, you see these guys are just really trying to keep it calm, make it through these stages before they make any moves. It's a long race, 125 laps here at Talladega. Running about 52-second lap times here. These guys, no cautions until the stage breaks. And then on top of that, in the last stage, if something major happens, they'll be making some cautions there. And within 5 laps, they get a green, white checker. So these guys definitely got to take care of their stuff.
And taking care of their stuff, Tim, it looks like we have a new race leader on the track that is Vaught in that 17 machine. And just as I say that, Kelly Cool comes up with that 37 machine on the outside, racing in that all-purple truck here. Shout out to the Purple Rain Prince there. He was racing there on the outside lane there. And he's really coming around.
I think that's Dustin
Reithel. Yeah. Reithel.
We got people coming down pit road.
Oh, already pit stops here at lap 9 already. This is an early pit window, I believe.
Yeah, these guys, they pit now. They will make it to the end of the stage. And the fact that they've got a good group of guys here. Oh, I don't know what's going on. There we go. I think they're going to come in for just fuel. Oh, no, he missed his pit box. Didn't make it. That's going to cost him some time. He better hope. Oh, and he's getting tires. I think that's a mistake. I don't think he wanted to get tires.
No, there's unlimited tires here in the Big Show 125. So there's only going to be fuel and go for these drivers making these pit stops. But Tim, how important is calculating that fuel window in this race here tonight? I know we talked about the drivers only have 23 laps of fuel, but what's the window like for these drivers? What lap do you think in that 23 lap window you really should make that pit stop?
So it's going to be a difficult call. And I'll tell you why. These guys, right now, John Kazaza, leading this pack, is using up more fuel than the rest of these guys behind him. They're all just kind of getting pulled along. They could be running 75% throttle, 50% throttle, and they're going just as fast, if not faster, than the leader. He's breaking that air for them, and they're able to save fuel. So they could last longer than the guy leading this pack. And, they could actually maybe stretch this fuel 2 laps more than your leader, depending on how long they've been leading and so forth. So I really feel that a lot of these guys, they're more coming down right now. Jess Vaughn, Kelly Cool, Timothy Pope, all coming down pit road. Now here's the other question that we now have to ask ourselves. You're the 6 guys who've not pitted. Do you want to? I mean, you got to communicate. You got all 6 of you got to come down pit road together. Because if you don't, these guys who have created packs are going to blow by you once you go down pit road. And it looks like they're trying to get formed up to come down pit road. You see everybody getting in a line except for that number 10. He's not able to fit down in between anybody yet. So we'll see if this time by they don't come in. If they don't come in, I'd actually be surprised. And there it is. There's his opening. The number 15 is going to let him in. And here that, like I said, no, only 4 came down pit road. That's a bad call on behalf of that 15 and that number 10.
I don't know, Tim. I don't know if it's such a bad call or more like just pushing that fuel window just a little bit longer. Because as you see, they're going to be the only 2 cars on the track. So they're going to gain a lot of positions here, build up a lot of time on the rest of the field as everybody's making pit stops. As you see that the second pack's way behind those 2 cars. So maybe it's not the best move to not pit there, but it could be towards the end of the stage, maybe climbing back up into the field. But as you said, they do need to make that pit here pretty soon, as that pit window is only 23 laps. So they're going to be closing in on that fuel window. But as you see, they are still leading the way here. That's 10. That's Man in that 10 machine, and Kazaza in that 15. And there goes the 10 machine down pit road, and the 15
really bad call
by himself.
Ooh, that's so bad. I'm gonna tell you why. So right now, the second pack to him, to John Kazaza. Oh, did I just see? Okay, more drivers coming down pit road. That second pack coming down now. So we're gonna go back to the first person who pitted. Okay, Michael Wiley in this number 48. He is only 35 seconds back from John Kazaza. They are doing 185 miles an hour right now. John Kazaza is only doing 171. That's a big difference. And they're gonna catch him fast. Yeah.
He sure will. Or he's gonna run out of fuel because he is closing in on that fuel window here. You should see him go down pit road here momentarily in that 15 machine. And once he does that, that field should reshuffle. As you see, he is not going to commit to that pit road just yet. He's still going to stay out there in that Clifford the Big Red Dog machine, as you see running around the track in that 15. He's going to cross the line here at lap 16 here at the Big Show 125. This is live from Talladega on 10-4 Broadcasting. And boy, we're already seeing very competitive action out of the field so far here tonight. We already saw one crash. I think we were about a lap in or something like that. As you see, the boys have already made green flag pit stops, and now it should be a shootout here for the next 15 laps to close out stage 1.
So to put it in perspective, in one lap, they gained 5 seconds on the leader of John Kazaza. And he's still not coming down pit road.
He is not coming down pit road, Tim.
And I'll tell you why this is not good. It's going to come down to, the stage break. And he's going to be in the back of the field. And if there's anywhere I don't want to be in this race, is that back of the field. Just because I don't trust being in 30-something position and be able to get my way back up front with a partner.
You'll see as he's cruising down the backstretch here, Tim, I do have to say that bold strategies do pay off, because shout out to the Average Joe's dodgeball team. They had a bold strategy and it paid off for them. So let's see if Kazanza can make that bold strategy work for him here tonight.
And, now his strategy is different. As the fact that he's caught 2 other trucks, he's now brought his speed up to about 183. So now it's going to be a little bit more difficult for those guys to catch him. And he is the leader. But the fact that he's behind 2 trucks, he's officially now saving fuel, unlike before.
So how many laps do you think that's going to stretch out the window for him, Tim? Because they only have 23 laps on those fuel tanks, so there's no way mathematically he can make it to lap 30.
Well, and the fact that he was running by himself for so long, I don't think he can make it past 23. He can maybe make it to 24, but I'm not going to hold my tongue for that.
And let's see how this is going for him, as he's still the race leader here in the Big Show 125. That's JD Kazanza in that 15. You see if he goes down pit road just yet. Now you saw him kind of think about it there. I remember that from the old school days of NASCAR where you'd see the field split, those last minute uncommittals. I think they got rid of that rule, and now either you have to fully commit or you stay out. There's no more faking people out there at pit road. But as
That
you
was
see,
the
JD
best.
Kazanza, yeah, it was. You saw people kind of jerk out of the way, throw juke moves, and it's almost like watching football on a NASCAR track.
Yeah. Those were the. I remember. I think it was Texas one year. Jeff Gordon did that, and he ended up getting spun by Jeff Burton. It was just messy, and I'll never forget that. It's amazing how rules have changed.
It is.
Let's see. Right now, that second pack. Well, actually, they've. Oh, okay. Some of the cars hadn't loaded, but the second pack, they're only 22 seconds back from that leader now. But they're running side by side. That is not going to bode well for their case. They need to all be in a line to get maximum speed to catch up to these guys.
JD Kazanza is still a race leader in that 15 machine as he is coming down into turn 1 here. He's still your race leader by a wide margin, but as me and Tim were just discussing, he is coming very close to that fuel window, so it's either make it or break it there for JD as you see the 87 machine come down pit road here. I suppose for a little bit of fuel, maybe his fuel window did shut on him. Keeping an eye out on this second pack here, see if they got about 10, 11 laps to close in on JD, and we'll see if we can get a Stage 1 winner here in the Big Show 125.
And speaking of stage winner, let me take a look here. Sorry, I'm trying to find. Where is it? The payouts for tonight's race. Stage 1 winner is going to get $25. Pole position $25, hard charger $20, fastest lap $20, lap leader $20. So basically, you lead the most laps. Maybe that's what John's going for, leading the most laps. He's trying to get the most money he can. He gets $20. Pole position goes to Wiley.
Whoa.
That was close. But first place here tonight, taking home $150. Will.
Phew.
We're in the wrong. I'm telling you, every time we call these races, we're in the wrong position.
I like it up here in the booth, though, Tim. We get this bird's eye view of this action here. It puts us on the edge of our seat, and sometimes we get so mesmerized by the racing that's on the screen that we forget that we're actually broadcasting, and we go quiet because we get so into this racing action. We're jumping back to the live action here on the track. It's still JD Kazanza is the race leader here, but again, he has not pitted in this fuel window, so you see him probably making that pits up here pretty soon, which would make way for that second pack behind him, and that's led by Michael Wiley, and I believe that's Rio in that 37 machine.
Yes.
Take a look at this second pack here, Tim, and that's something I was discussing as we came on to air here. Is you really get a lot of speed if you can single file. I like to say it's the old Nokia.
Oh man.
Nokia phones with the snake game there. As you see a big move going down, very wide, very wide.
The wall. Oh, collects a couple of guys.
Ooh, a couple guys got caught up in that action here, but no yellow flags. We'll have our first yellow in about 9 laps here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who got caught up in that one.
Rutherford involved. Oh, Heath was running really good. That's unfortunate.
He was.
Ray Garcia looked like he got a piece of that. Greg Blazen, your guy, looks like he made it through just barely. But, lap traffic. John Kazanza down pit road.
And that is going to end his stage.
Lap 22.
And his stage here, Tim, I assume, because he's only going to have 7 laps to catch that front pack here. But as you said, he might be racing for that most laps led here tonight.
Yeah, he's already dropped to 15th. Heath Rutherford's coming. Juan Marshall with his pack of guys. Patza, Goodwin, and then Mark Anderson with that 24. This is where the guys he was working with, they're close to catching him too, back in 20th position. So now your new leader, Jess Vaught, in that inside lane, being pushed by Dustin Reithel. And on the outside is Michael Willie. And that number 48 pole sitter here tonight.
He snagged that pole right at the last second. I think he was one of the last trucks to hit the track here in the qualifying session. There's no better way to get that pole position than being the last truck and knocking off that guy thinking he has it. Taking a look here at this lead pack here, Tim, as they're diving down into the corner here. That's Vaught in the 17 machine. He is our race leader. Coming around 3 and 4 here, Tim. We're going to have less than, I believe, 6 laps to go here in stage 1. We've already seen our green flag pit stops take place, and so now it is an open air shootout to the end of stage 1 here in the Big Show 125, live from Talladega.
You know, at Talladega, I'll say super speedways are one of my favorite places to race at on iRacing. I just have so much fun, and I get stupid competitive at places like this. As you see these leaders catching lap traffic here on the backstretch, quite a couple of them, about 1, 2, 3 groups of trucks here. Now, last time they tried this, they got collected by some lap traffic, so they got to be careful.
This really comes into play, Tim, due to the non-yellows here into the stage breaks. You might get caught up in an accident, or you spin out, and then you have those leaders coming like a freight train behind you. So be on the lookout for those boys. And as you saw, it was a clean pass. Everybody kind of saw those leaders coming, kind of eased out of the way there.
Yeah, now, you know, those guys didn't come down fast enough, but the name of the game in that situation is to get the draft of that lead pack so they can get you around these next couple of cars and gain you some positions here before the stage break.
That stage break is coming quick, fast, and in a hurry, Tim. As you see, we're coming up on a little bit more lap traffic here on the backstretch. It is still Vaught and that 17 machine with Michael Wiley and that 48 Lowe's truck. And you see him trying to dig to that inside to get around these lap cars on the outside as they're coming around 3 and 4 here onto the front stretch. And he goes into that danger zone lane, I like to say, Tim.
Yeah, you get in that middle lane, you kind of get sucked to the top, sucked to the bottom. Ooh, that side draft will suck you into the other trucks. And I love the fact that you call it the danger zone because
the danger zone.
That's what really it is.
Nothing ever happens happens in the danger zone. As you were just saying, you get sucked into another truck. There could be a truck on the outside of you that you bounce off of. You start losing positions, as you see it's happening to right now.
Oh boy, this is not going well.
As you see, Vaught, big move out of the 17 truck there. You see the cars getting a little crunched together there on the backstretch there, but it's going to be our race leader, Vaught, and that 17 Vans off the wall machine's going to lead the way down into 4 with less than 4 laps to go here in stage 1 at the Big Show 125.
That was scary, and I'll tell you why. It's one of the drivers didn't even realize that the leaders were coming, and he almost split the leaders down the middle.
He really did. Yeah, that was a sketchy situation, to use a skateboarding term, as we have our Vans truck leading the way here in Vaught in that 17 machine. We're on lap 27, and we have less than 3 laps to go here in stage 1.
Yeah, and these guys are doing a great job. You know, they pitted early. They had the right idea. You know, they had a good group. Here they've got, I think, about 8 trucks altogether, and that's what you want. When you get on pit road during green flag pit stops, you're going to want that many guys in your corner. And I know for a fact that Blazen and Garcia teammates, as well as Sergius. So, you know, those guys came down pit road with all these guys, as well as Heath Rutherford, but Heath unfortunately got collected in one of those lapped cars, and he's all the way back in 14th position now. It looks like he's finally found some guys to draft with as well. And there's our former leader back in 18th. See, this is the tricky part about this. Will, he dropped all the way back to 18th. He's going to come down pit road now. Here's some more strategy for you, Will. He has the most fuel out of everybody on the track. He's going to take less fuel, and he's going to come out in front of a lot of these guys. So that is another strategy in itself. So I now understand why he stayed out as long as he did. Because these guys came down pit road, lap 10, 12, 14-ish time frame?
Yeah, and as I mentioned, Tim, bold strategies do pay off, so we'll see if he can climb back up into that top 10 here with less than 1 lap to go here in stage 1.
$25 on the line right here at Talladega.
See who's going to lead the way here is Michael Wiley as they touch.
Oh!
Oh no, the leaders are crashing out on the backstretch here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, it's Vaught in that 17 hitting that inside barrier wall there. And you see a lot of calamity going on at the top of the field. Let's see who's going to be the stage winner here.
Sergius is leading right now. Greg
Sergius
Blazen
is leading the
on
way.
the outside lane.
Greg Blazen on the outside lane, as you mentioned, Tim. Greg
no!
Blazen takes him out. Oh man! Big calamity on the front stretch. We'll see who's going to lead the way here across the field.
Oh my gosh!
It is the 37 of
Reithel.
There we go, Reithel. I got to read that time, Tim. And if he's going to be racing like that here the rest of the night, I got to get his last name right because he came.
I probably got it wrong too.
There.
I'm so bad at last names. What a finish! I mean, we just saw the lead pack just disintegrate.
I really don't think Race Control is going to be happy with that sequence, but boy, it was exciting for us here up in the booth. I tell you what.
Let's go back and try to take a look at some of this mess. We'll go back here to
rev up that 10-4 broadcasting for the viewers, Tim. And while you do that, I'm going to see if I can't get our stage winner in here to speak about how we avoided all that mess.
Man, took out quite a few of the leaders. '48 truck goes for a wild ride here. Then we come up to Ray Garcia in this second incident. Sergius blocking like no tomorrow. Even went to block his own teammate. Came up, just got tagged at the wrong spot. Hits Greg Blazen. Collects everybody from second back. Big mess.
It looks like our stage winner is not wired for an interview here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But boy, what a race out of him to win that stage here tonight. And we just ran through that 10-4 broadcasting replay for you and saw how he was able to avoid all that calamity on that last lap there, Tim.
Man, what a... Wow. I don't even know what to say, Will. That was... I know a couple of those guys probably kind of annoyed with how that ended, but... teammates got together, caused some chaos, but there's plenty of time to kiss and make up and make it through the rest of this race.
But boy, $25 does indeed make you holla as he picks up the stage victory there and takes home that money. And as the boys are going to go down here onto pit road, we're going to get everything sorted again, and we'll start stage 2. And that stage 2 window is going to be lap 60. But keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that these boys only have 23 laps of fuel in these machines. So you'll see if they want to go ahead and fill up those tanks here while they have a chance to do so under caution. And then that way they can shoot to that 23 lap window there, Tim.
So unfortunately for Kazaza, people in front of him didn't catch up to the rest of the field before they went down pit road. So he probably won't really gain anything because these guys have been in pit road and you can see they're already leaving. So his strategy already bit him because other drivers did not catch up to the field fast enough. So he's going to get 4 fresh ones and a full tank of fuel here at Talladega. Stage 1 has ended. Stage 1 winner looks like he came out P5 right now. Oh, nope, he's still in the lead. I do apologize. For some reason, my live timing's all over the place tonight. Man, so Dustin is your leader. Ray Garcia second. Timothy Pope third. Jess Vaught fourth. Kelly Cool in fifth. Dustin Eaton in sixth. Danny Mann in seventh. Jonah Long in eighth. Michael in ninth. And it looks like Danny Shaw in 10th. You know, one of the Shaws in there rocking the Harley Davidson. Let's do a quick checkup with our drivers. Yours is currently sitting up. It looks like they're getting things sorted out back here, but it's currently sitting P14. And I think my guy is sitting P29, or no, P25. He was involved in a first wreck So that's unfortunate.
Tim, and the rules the way they are in tonight's main event here in the Big Show 125, what kind of strategies or what kind of things as a driver do you need to keep in the back of your head, knowing that there's not going to be any cautions? You don't have to worry about tires. But then again, you have to worry about your fuel windows and things like that. So, what kind of strategy or what kind of things that should the viewers be keeping an eye out for here tonight with the drivers in the simulator?
So really tonight, the biggest thing. Oh no, we've got a wreck under caution.
That is not good. Tim.
Oh
That is
man. Well,
good to
apparently
see.
you got to watch out for other drivers here tonight. Oh man, oh man, I can't even imagine how he feels right now because that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves is getting wrecked under caution.
There is no damage here tonight, Tim. So
Yeah.
no love lost there, I suppose.
But it does mess with his tires. That's the only problem with that, because it did spin him, so he did lose some tire rubber. Oh, they're still checking up here. But one of the main things that our viewers want to watch for tonight is pretty much what JD Kazaza did earlier in the race. And, you know, he's playing the fuel mileage game. He's trying to push it as far as he can for as long as he can. And, you know, as a driver, what these guys are really watching out for, like you said, there's no cautions until the stage break. You're just kind of taking it easy and taking the punches as they come, really. And you're trying to get up to the front as fast as possible, get away from these guys that may cause an accident. And I just, but in retrospective, we saw the leaders even wreck. So there's really no safe space on the track.
And I'm sorry to all those millennials here. There are no safe spaces to chill out or to relax here in tonight's action.
Are we
But-
considered millennials? I don't even know.
I think we are, Tim. We're on the tail end of that, I suppose.
That's good.
And although I did want to take a chance to go ahead and apologize to Salt and Pepper because there won't be no pushing it real good here tonight, there was a lot of pushing going on in that last lap, Tim.
Yeah, a lot of pushing, a lot of trying to block, you know, that situation with Sergius. I bet he wishes he could take that back because it was his own teammate that he went to block, and now that's pushed them all back. Ray Garcia's in second, so it didn't affect him too much. But we look back down, your driver, he got into your driver of Blazen. Blazen's all the way back to 25th after that situation, and Sergius is in 26th, so that really takes them away from their teammate of Ray Garcia for this time around. Oh, we got more people coming down pit road. Looks like they're going to top off. But it's really changes how Ray is going to pit this time around.
And it's all about these pit stops here in the Big Show 125. Keeping an eye out for that. As we saw in that green flag run that last time around there, Tim, we saw drivers kind of stay out longer, try to figure out their strategies. We saw John Kazaza stay out longer than anybody there, and it really didn't pay off for him at the end. But big shout out to our stage winner there for picking up that and timing those pit strategies just right.
Yeah, now, you know, Ray's going to have to look around who he's got around him and say, hey, who wants to come down pit road? And then his other teammates are going to have to see who's going to want to come down pit road around them. But as we saw last time when the green flag went, we had a caution right away. Or no, we didn't have a caution. We had a wreck on the first lap. So let's see if we can stay away from that here as we get started in stage 2.
Keep an eye out for that. We're going to have about a 26 lap run to the end of stage 2. Keep an eye out for that. And that's going to be about 3 laps more than the current fuel window, Tim. So these boys will have to make a pit stop at some point here in stage 2.
Unless, I'm going to say unless, because something you can, if you're in the tail of a good pack of trucks, you might be able to save 3 laps. It's going to be tough, but
That'll
it
put
is
you right.
possible.
Anything is possible. Shout out to Kevin Garnett there. And as we see that pace truck pull off the field, it's going to be Reithel leading the way there in the 37, and Ray Garcia, our admin, on the right side of him. We're about to go racing. We're about to go green, green, green in the Big Show 125.
Green flag officially in the air. Stage 2 is underway, and Ray Garcia gets a great jump on that side lane, but it's not going to be enough to clear that inside lane, so he's going to be stuck up there with Jess Vaught pushing him. Oh, Jess Vaught's going to dive down to the inside right away. No help for Ray Garcia on that outside lane.
He is all by himself on that outside lane there, as we're seeing Reithel lead the way in that 37 down the backstretch. He's got Timothy Pope right behind him. Vaught in that 17 machine, who's run a solid race so far. And that Van's off-the-wall truck pushing the way on the inside lane there, Tim. And you see that inside lane start to pull off. And as I'm saying that here, you see that outside lane starting to stack up a little bit, coming down into 3 and 4.
Yeah, and the 3 guys that was sitting behind that inside lane decided to jump out to the outside, led by Danny Mann in that number 10 truck, being pushed by our pole sitter of Michael. They're wasting no time to get up there up to the front, and now that's going to help that outside lane get some more momentum. They just need a couple more guys to get up there. They got Ray Garcia about 4 to 5 trucks back. If he can get their draft, he can get up there and help push them along on that outside lane.
And Danny is racing indeed like he is the man here tonight, as he is on that outside lane. They're building up a lot of speed, trying to overtake Reithel in that 37 machine, who has seemingly not dropped out of the top 5 at all in tonight's action here, Tim.
Yeah, he's doing a great job managing this race. Not sure who his teammates are, but man, he's on fire. Much better start this time around. These guys are kind of taking it easy. Landon Gentry back here in that number 33 truck, all the way back to 27. And, oh, that was weird. My live timing messed up. Surprise, surprise. Right now, our 2 guys are together, Blazen and Shaw back here.
Hopefully they can blaze their trail up to the top of the pack here, Tim. I just want to let the viewers know, although we only broadcast 1 race here a month for the Big Show, they raced all the time, whether it's practice sessions, whether it's small races. You just competed in a 3v3 tournament last night for this league. So these boys spend a lot of time on the track perfecting their race strategies, perfecting their race moves in these events. So this is the time for the boys to shine. This is the time to make that money.
Yeah, and these guys are very competitive from the front to the back. All these drivers have I don't think we've ever seen a double winner, to be honest. We've never seen the same person win when we broadcast.
We have not, Tim, and as I may have put that commentator curse on Landon Gentry, he is running a surprisingly uneventful race so far out of that 33 truck, but keep an eye out for him to kind of climb his way back up in here tonight. Keeping an eye on that lead, we do have a change in the lead. His man in that 10 truck has taken over the lead on Reithel. He gained a lot of speed on that outside lane there. That shot him to the top of the pack. He's going to lead the way here at lap 39 here, the Big Show 125.
And as I'm looking back to the field, that number 5 truck is very wiggly. Trying to Bradley Steffen, he was all over the place there. Looked like he was about to hit somebody, but he gathered that up, got it back going, and we're still got all the trucks here. You know, we've not had a wreck yet, so these guys are doing a great job managing this. As you see, Ray Garcia really pushing that 10 truck down the backstretch. That outside lane has not been able to form very well. They're not. You look at how close Ray is to the leader, and then you look at how close Timothy Pope is to Garcia, and the 17 truck is to Pope. They're very close. And then you look at the top lane, and there's a lot of space, and they're not straight. They're just it's not. they're not going to be able to get it together if they don't get it together, for lack of a better term. They're going to need some more help out there.
They're going to need a lot of help on that outside lane there, as you see, man, and that 10 truck still leading the pack there down the backstretch. They're building up a lot of speed there on that inside lane there, Tim. But as you mentioned, if they can start to stack up on that outside lane there, it could really give the boys a run on that inside lane there. But you're seeing a little bit of disorganization there out of that top side lane. You really want them to form up and organize to proceed with that draft. As you see that 10 truck of man still leading the way, and that is Reithel in that 37, who we've been calling all night long, and hopefully we don't put the... Oh! As you see something get a little loose. Good save there, though. Good save out of that truck. Got really, really loose. Almost went sideways in that machine, but it was a great way of saving that truck to avoid other cars in the field here tonight. But still, man, leading the way down the backstretch here, Tim.
Yeah, and great job by everybody in the field. You know, when you see something like that, you get spooked. I'm going to tell you that right now. You see some movement like that, and you try to correct yourself. Try to watch the guys in front of you, behind you. You don't want to get run over. And everybody did a great job to not cause a big one here.
It's not time for the big one just yet here in the Big Show 125. As you see, every time I see them come off a 3, I almost think they're going to pit. And I think we're closing in on that window here pretty soon. We're going to be, let's say we're about 28 laps or 18 laps to the end of the stage here. So we're going to be creeping up on those green flag pit stops here pretty soon, which should help that outside lane of cars there. So curious to see who's going to make those pit stops and who's going to stay out just a tad bit longer here.
Yeah, and coming down the backstretch, man, still your leader. Oh, that 5 truck. That's what I tell you. He's all over the place. I keep looking at Bradley, and he keeps running into the wall, running into other trucks. Oh, and we've got a car to the inside.
Big action going down into the corner, but luckily it was just one truck that got out of the way there. I thought it was going to be a lot more action there, Tim, but they are 3 wide on the corners, wasting no time racing this race.
Man, that was a hard hit for whoever that was on the inside.
This race almost reminds me of a game of rugby, Tim, and in the game of rugby there is no stoppage in play. Even if somebody gets hurt, you almost have to roll over and get out of the way of the other guys. So this reminds me of the sport I love and the sport I used to play. As you see the 90 car really smack into that inside barrier, as you mentioned there, Tim. That is a hard impact on the inside barrier wall.
And, you know, like they said in the driver's meeting, he got bumped in the back, and he went around for a ride. And, by the way, don't look now, but Landon Gentry on that outside lane is making his way to the front. Up to 11th right now.
He is jamming some "Don't Stop Me Now" inside of the cabin of that truck, because he is coming quick, fast, and in a hurry in that 33. That's a name to keep an eye out here in the late stages of this Big Show 125, live from Talladega Raceway, Super Speedway, live on 10-4 Broadcasting. And these front fender views are brought to you by 10-4 Broadcasting, Tim. And taking a look here, there's no bump drafting here in tonight's race. So what do you have to do as a driver to, if you get a lot of momentum going forward to that truck in front of you, what do you have to do to make sure you don't hit that bump draft and put that guy into the wall?
Well, I'm gonna show you what they see. This is exactly what a driver sees. You have to know where the front of your truck ends. And you can see he's doing a great job of keeping it off of him, but close enough. Oh, we've got a big wreck.
No! Wow!
Drivers were coming down pit road. Big wreck.
Oh, man, a lot of drivers tangled up in that mess there, Tim. But, man, what an angle to see that wreck from.
Man, I was not ready for that. A lot of drivers involved in that one. Trucks all over the place. You know, now, were you coming down pit road? Did you miss pit road because you got slammed in the back? And this comes down to communication. These guys have to communicate what's happening on the track. We're going to go back and try to take a look and see what happened. There was a lot of cars involved in that one. Let me go back. We're gonna.
Man, a lot of cars, a lot of trucks messed up in that event there. It may look like it started way up at the top of the field there. And that 27 machine was that lead pack. He got loose on the front stretch. And that 27 truck, you can't miss it in that bright purple machine. Oh, actually, no, that might be Ray Garcia.
He got pushed loose by, it looked like that 35? It's so hard to. Oh, man, look at this. Timothy Pope gets smacked right in the back. Timothy Pope makes it through. This is, and I don't know. Oh, Sergius involved. I mean, just everywhere. Let's take it back really quick. We'll see. We'll get the wide perspective of this whole. Oh, looks like okay. I see. So Ray Garcia, who is next to Ray?
This replay is brought to you by 10-4 Broadcasting here. Taking a look at this 53 machine scene of what happened to Ray Garcia there in that big one on the front stretch.
It looks like Ray was coming down with everybody else, but then it looks like the 53 is not coming down pit road. So they make contact, and that just causes complete chaos from there. Oh, it pretty much blocks the whole road.
Man, and just like nobody likes Kobe Covington, nobody likes chaos on the front stretch, I tell you what. And unfortunately, it was Ray Garcia who was caught up into that. And Ray's kind of had a treacherous race so far, Tim.
He really has. But right now, Ray Garcia is your leader. He has not come down pit road yet. These guys, I believe, were all caught up in that while we were looking at the replay. The rest of these guys have not pitted yet. And I'm trying to see, is the 15 truck? Yeah, the 15, I think, already went down pit road. He is not on the same lap as these leaders. Greg Blazen is in second. Timothy Pope in third. Kelly Cool in fourth. Scott Patza in fifth. Danny Mann in sixth. Michael Wiley in eighth. And, just change that. Pit stops make it so difficult to keep track of everybody. But we are on lap 48. So in about 12 laps, we're going to be getting our stage 2 caution. And we will be crowning a stage 2 winner. And it's at this point, I don't know who's going to win stage 2. As you can see, cloud cover takes over the track in turn 3 and 4.
It looks like Ray might be racing a little bit of that California love here tonight, racing out of the West Coast. He's leading that pack here. Going to be less than 11 laps to go here in the Big Show 125 here live from Talladega. Brought to you by 10-4 Broadcasting. And man, Tim, Ray was caught up in a few early race incidences, but it looks like he's keeping that truck out here for this good little run here. He's leading Greg Blazen in that second position. My race pick here for the night, and Timothy Pope, another name that hasn't really drifted out of that top 5 at all here, Tim.
Yeah, Greg Blazen is not directly behind Ray Garcia right now. He's about 4 trucks back, but those other guys are a lap down as they have already made their pit stops. And right now, this is helping those lap down cars because the moment that Garcia and Blazen taper off into pit road, they'll be back on the lead lap.
Boy, Tim, next time across the line here, we'll have less than 10 laps to go here in stage 2. This race is flying by faster than Miami's first half lead here in this afternoon ball game against Kansas, but it is our race leader here, Ray Garcia, leading them down into the backstretch.
Flying by faster than the Indiana Pacers losing streak.
Indeed, flying by faster, folks.
I'm a little sour about that.
You should be a little bit more happy getting Matt Ryan there in Indy, but we'll see how that pays off.
Yeah, we will see how that pays off. We keep getting these old guys. I don't know what it is.
You got the team to do it, and that division is wide open right now because Deshaun Watson's now in Cleveland. They're believing that he's going to play this year, but I don't think so. Ray Garcia is still our race leader there. Looks like a lapped car is going to try to overtake him to get that lap back there, Tim.
Interesting. There's Timothy Pope.
Oh,
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Timothy
I think
Pope was going for the lead.
you put that commentator's curse right on Timothy Pope as you were mentioning that speed coming up to the top of the pack. But don't look now. Is that John Cazanza? He is a lap down. I'm trying to see where that second place truck is. It looks like Ray is mixed. Greg Blazen looks like Ray is mixed up with a few lapped cars there. But I would say Ray's pit window is coming up here pretty soon, though, Tim.
Very soon. But wow, I want to go back. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh, it's not going to show me. What a run Timothy Pope had. That was phenomenal.
It was a huge run. I think we saw it out of the last time here at the big show. I think it was a huge, big run off the corner. Actually gave us our race leader. They came on that outside and they passed. I think it was 2 cars crashing out on the last lap. I think he was able to make that pass on the outside. I'll have to go back and see who won that big event here in the big show. But boy, this is the money maker. This is the race you want to be in here tonight. As Ray mentioned, there's over $600 being paid out to these drivers here tonight, and $150 of that is going to the race winner. And Ray would just go ahead and keep that money in his pocket if he can go ahead and take home this race victory here tonight. Looks like he wants to do that.
Yeah, and you know, Ray Garcia is always there where he needs to be, but he seems to always deal with people at the end of the race that get caught up with him. And now the 17 and the 37 take that lead away.
That's Reithel in that 17 truck of Vought, rocking that Vans off the wall truck there. And there has been a new change in the lead, but these boys, there's no change in these boys leading the pack as they have led most of this race here tonight, with the exception of John Cazanza, who stayed out for a long time without making that pit stop. But these boys have really rocked 1-2 the entire race here tonight, Tim.
Now, I believe all of these drivers in this pack need to pit. So when that happens, I don't know. And also, who's been able to... Oh, and there goes Ray Garcia with Greg Blazen. Just as I say it.
It has to happen here pretty soon, Tim. You're running out of laps to go ahead and make that green flag pit stop. Next time across this line, we're going to have less than 6 laps to go here in Stage 2 at the Big Show 125, live from Talladega, brought to you by 10-4 Broadcasting.
These guys are doing a great job managing this race as we're coming to the end of Stage 2 here very shortly. Got about 6 laps to go here. And we'll be giving somebody... Look at who's up front again. Is he going to get another $25?
He's trying to stack that money, but as Biggie Smalls once said, mo money, mo problems. And you see if any of those problems comes up in this race here for Reithel on that 37 machine. But it is man on his outside, and man, has he been racing a race here tonight. He has climbed his way back up to that lead pack, and he's in second position on the outside door. Reithel here, it might be him that leads this lap here at lap 55.
And right now, there's still quite a few lapped cars in this front pack. We've got the 15 a lap down, the 020, the 17, the 84. All of those guys are not competing for position up here. They're just kind of along for the ride to see how far they can stretch this fuel. I believe they've all already gone down pit road, so this is just going to be a fuel strategy for them finishing out this Stage 2.
Stage 2 is going to be coming to a close here, and I apologize for that Windows Messenger there. I was just getting confirmation from race control there that we are... as the leader gets drafted from the back there from the 17.
Big mess.
It's a big wreck on their front stretch, Tim. Oh, man, that is the man of the hour is now leading the race there in the 10 machine. Michael Wiley right behind him.
Man, and that's exactly why... race control had the meeting before the race that talked about bump drafting. These trucks just cannot handle these pushes, especially when you're coming into a turn like that, because the truck in front of you is already making that turn. You aren't turning yet, and you're going to turn that truck right in front of you.
And we are seeing it here tonight, Tim, as it is man in that 10 machine still leading the way here. See if have these boys made pit stops yet, Tim?
They have not.
They have not. Boy, is that window about to shut faster than a hurricane down here in Florida, because that 10 machine is still leading the way, but you're going to have 3 laps to go here in stage 2. And boy, that pit stop has to happen here in the next couple laps.
And, I just want to point out, I don't know if you remember this, but the trucks and the Xfinity series, a couple of years ago, NASCAR would have meetings with them and tell them no bump drafting, because these cars and trucks just did not line up together. And unfortunately, it caused for boring races in real life because they couldn't touch each other.
Boy, I wish somebody would tell those competitors racing with Haley Deegan that you're not supposed to touch other drivers as you're racing around, because it seems as though she gets put into the wall every race.
Every race.
Other than the race where her tire caught on fire, and that was no fault of hers. But back to the action here at Talladega. It's still man in that 10 machine leading the way here with less than 2 laps to go here in stage 2.
I'm going through these notes on my screen, and I see that both of them have pitted 3 times, so they may have already been down pit road. I'm not sure, because right now the numbers are all over the place. So they could have been involved in that chaos where people got thrown down pit road, and they already made their pit stop, and they used those other trucks to get up there really fast. And we'll see this time by how that plays out.
It looks like it's just going to be a 2-car race to that start-finish line, Tim, as I don't see our third-place car up there in the mix. I believe these are lapped machines that they're racing with here in this lead pack. So you'll see we're going to have 1 lap to go here in stage 2 in the Big Show 125, live from Talladega. And it is man in that 10 machine. And Michael Wiley's going to go to the outside here, going down into 2. See if he's going to be able to overtake here on the backstretch. He looks like he's going to have enough speed to do so.
He's going to have some help there from Jamie Shaw. But Shaw don't look like he's trying to help him. He's trying to get around him. And he's trying to get help from Shaw.
That was a big move there, but it's going to leave man all by himself on that inside lane there.
This is going to be interesting because if they had not gone down pit road, will they run out? I guess we'll wait and see. This is going to be an interesting... And all 3 of those lap cars are helping that 48 take this stage win right here. That's for sure.
And the stage 2 victory.
You see, man, truck's coming back.
It's going to be Michael Wiley in that 48 Lowe's Home Improvement truck taking home that stage 2 victory here tonight. Is going to go ahead and pad his pockets with a nice $25 for winning that stage.
Yeah, so right now he's at $50. Stage 2 winner and pole setter. Man.
Big money.
And right now our hard charger award is going to go to Landon Gentry. He's up in 4th, up 21 spots since the drop of the green flag. If he can keep that up through the rest of the race, he will be bringing home he'll be bringing home, I think $25. Let me look at my notes. Hard charger, $20. Unfortunately,
and while
your stats don't tell me how many laps people have led, unfortunately.
While you're getting that information for the viewers here, I'm going to see if I can't get our stage winner here to join us up in the booth to talk about how he was able to take home that stage victory.
Sounds great. Thanks, Will. Looks like there was a crash here on the backstretch. Not sure what happened.
Hey, Michael, this is Tim and Will up here in the 10-4 broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Sure.
Hey, man, you got the stage 2 victory there and the pole victory coming home, or you have $50 in your pocket. Take us through what led to that stage 2 victory there for you.
Well, the plan was to pit with Ray and all them, but I'm not sure what happened. I think they got spun out coming to pit road, so I just had to pick somebody to go with, and me and Danny worked our way back up to the front there. Then it looked like the VRL crew took each other out, so I was able to get by them and sneak by for that win, so I'll take it.
Yes, sir. We were trying to keep an eye on that fuel strategy there. Now, did you boys have enough fuel to go ahead and finish that stage out, or was it getting kind of close?
Yeah, we had enough that stage. Now the first stage, I actually ran out coming to pit road, but we managed it a little bit better on that second stage.
And we saw that action there. We saw a few wrecks there and a few big ones. Seems as though you avoided all those big wrecks there on the track. How you liking the competitiveness so far in the Big Show 125?
As always, it's really competitive, but those VRL boys, that's where it's going to be. To win this race, you're going to have to beat one of them.
Yes, sir. And I was just about to ask, what's your outlook for the rest of this race here, and what strategies do you think you're going to start implying here as we're going to be creeping up on the end of we're going to be stage 3 racing here.
I'm hoping to get Ray and the rest of the Big Show drivers back up here, and we can team up on these VRL drivers and hold the lead for the rest of this race. They're tough. We'll see how it goes.
Yes, sir, but you are tough in that 48 machine. And before we let you go, you're picking up the stage 2 victory here. Do you want to give that opportunity for you to shout out anybody you might have watching here tonight, or any sponsors that you have that you want to go ahead and give that shout out to?
Nope, no sponsor. Just want to shout out to my wife and my little boy watching.
There we go. And I'm sure they're proud of you for picking up that stage 2 victory. And Michael, we just want to ask you before we let you out of the booth here, how do you pronounce your last name? Because I feel like we're butchering it up here in the booth.
It is Wiley.
It is Wiley.
Okay.
There we go. Alrighty, Michael. Well, hopefully we'll be calling your name some more here the rest of the way, and good luck the rest of the way here in the Big Show 125.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course, and that was Michael Wiley speaking with us here, Tim, and he picked up the victory here in stage 2. How you feeling his chances are here the rest of the way?
You know, at the beginning of the show, I had mentioned his name before he even made his lap time for qualifying, that he was going to be one to watch. He went out there, only did one qualifying lap, and took the pole. So that speaks volume. And, I mean, it's so hard for me not to have picked him to win this race. But I'm telling you right now, he's a favorite here tonight.
I do appreciate seeing those yellow numbers on that navy blue machine. Man, it takes me back from watching Jimmy Johnson at Lowe's Motor Speedway dominate that race, and I loved going to that track and seeing his name etched on that trophy all the way down onto the next row. Because boy, I think he won that track about 5 or 6 times in a row. But you see him going into the pit stall here. Probably just going to fuel up a little bit here and get this action back started. And boy, he did run a really good. He ran a Ryan Newman qualifying lap, if I could say that.
Yeah. Yes. Rocket Man. That's what they used to call him. That's funny. I forgot about that. But yeah, he laid it down. No issues. And this is his first time pitting for this stage. So he's trying to go as long as possible with the most amount of gas. So that's really smart here. It's going to put him back to about 28th. But he's going to be able to get this thing back up, fired, and underway. Ray Garcia back there in 24th. A lot of these front runners are struggling here tonight. And right now, looks like your leader's Danny Shaw.
And this is a tough race considering all the new rules and things that these drivers have to watch out for, especially those big wrecks like that. If you get caught up, you can lose a lot of track positions. But then again, if you can avoid all that mess, boy, you could put yourself in a really good position. We've seen it so far out of these drivers with Michael Wiley there picking up that stage 2 victory. He avoided all that mess that we saw in stage 2 and picked up that stage victory. And boy, now he's $50 richer.
And there's still a lot of money on the line.
There sure is, Tim. And to take the viewers here through this next stage, we're going to run. It looks like we're probably going to run about 36 laps here. If we go green here next time by, and that will open it up to, again, that 23 lap fuel window. So the boys are going to have plenty of fuel here to close out the stage.
I'm Gentry. Can I? Oh, I just saw our. Can you get Landon Gentry down here?
See if we can get him in here, Tim. The pace light's still on the truck. I don't want to get him on the radio if we are racing. Right. Okay. I'll see if I can't get Landon Gentry in here for a quick interview before we go back racing. There we go.
Hey, Landon, it's Tim and Will up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, man, you seem like you were playing it safe there for a lot of this beginning of the race. You fought your way up to looks like about third or fourth position right now. Third. Kind of take me through your strategy. Right now, you're up 22 positions.
I just try and stay in the back at the start of the race to avoid all the wrecks, like I've done the past few races, and then just try to slowly make my way back up.
Right now, it looks like you've got some competition for that hardest charger award. Riley Goodwin is up 23 positions, so he's sitting back in 6th position. So he's on a roll too.
Yeah, we were racing earlier to get back up here. Actually,
Well, you're doing a great job. What's your what kind of strategy do you come with now that you're up front, sitting P3 for this stage 3?
just try to stay in front of the wrecks, not get caught up in them. Try not cause any wrecks, because you get an EOL if you actually cause a wreck. Just try to be good on pit strategy, and yeah, pretty much that's it.
You got any questions for him, Will?
Landon, we saw you kind of struggle there in the first half of the race. What kind of turned it around for you that made you gain all those position there towards the end of stage 2?
Just a great pit strategy got me in front of a lot of people, and there were a few wrecks coming on pit lane that people got caught up in, which slowed their pit stop way down. And then I avoided those wrecks and got up here.
And you seem to dominate these races here in the big show. What do you feel like is going to be the strategy going forward here that's going to put your car in victory lane?
Probably just pit strategy and stay in front of the wreck. Trying to work with my teammate John Long right next to me. Gonna try to get him down somehow or get me up. And I think that's how it's going to turn out in victory lane.
All right, well, you're going back green. Good luck, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you later on tonight.
All right. See you then.
That was Landon
There we
Gentry.
go, and that was
Number
Landon
33.
Gentry.
Oh, sorry.
We got, hey, Jinx, you owe me a soda there, Tim.
Yeah.
But talking about the sodas, we were about to go racing here again in the Big Show 125. We're about to go green, green, green.
Now, these guys, it's going to be close. If they can push their field 2 laps, they can make it to the end of the race, or to the end of stage 3. As you can see, that inside lane gets a big, big jump here in the start of this one. That 10 truck, didn't get a good start, but he's trying to get pushed by that. Trying to see who is that truck in that outside lane. He got no numbers. I don't know.
I believe that is that Long in that 7 machine?
Trying to see who that pace truck is. Is that Riley Goodwin? Yes, that is Riley Goodwin with the no numbers on his truck. He's a pace truck.
Hey, if the boys have a truck ready to race, you just jump in, you start the keys up, and you throw it on the track.
That's what
Looks
you
like
do.
there was something. Looks like there was something under that hood, so it looks like he found the right machine on that infield to throw out on the track here tonight, as he is running in the top 5 currently in the Big Show 125.
And you can see Jonah Long came down in front of Landon Gentry like they talked about linking up together. And Danny Shaw leading this inside lane, your current leader right now. Well, now the 10 truck of Danny Mann just took over the lead. It's going to be a cat race, or a cat and mouse race here coming through turn 3 and 4 and down the front stretch to the tri-oval. Ooh, Riley just disappeared. That's not something you want to see either if you're being pushed or pushing, because when that truck comes back, you got to hope that it doesn't cause you to wreck.
You do not want to see that. And we saw that at the end of stage 2 there. The boys got a little aggressive and started pushing one another. And you just saw the cars get out of control there, if you will, and that opened up the position for Michael Elliott. As you see, the leader kind of dip into that middle lane there, and that might lose a lot of speed for him there coming down the backstretch, and it does. We have a new race leader from the moment. It looks like Man in that 10 machine is going to overtake the lead there, and I believe that's Goodwin right behind him in that pace truck, Tim.
Yeah, they did a great job capitalizing on that. I'm not sure what Shaw was doing. I think it was an accident because I don't think but his truck keeps pushing into that middle lane. Not sure if maybe he didn't take tires or, when you're in the draft, your car feels so different compared to when you're by yourself. So you're just getting pushed around, back and forth, left, right, forward, back. It's just a difficult situation.
See if we can't jump inside that machine of Goodwin to see what he is doing with that wheel. Just to see those things that you were talking about, Tim. As a driver, we're taking a ride along with Goodwin here in that pace truck machine. And these in-car camera reviews are brought to you by 10-4 Broadcasting. If you want to take the viewers through as a racer, Tim, what are you doing on the simulator? Are you getting antsy on the wheel? Is it pedal work? I mean, what do you have to do to maintain this position instead of bumping the guy out of your way?
So it's pretty much everything you just said. The pedal work is a lot because you're going to get a run on this guy in front of you, and you're going to be letting off just a little bit, maybe 10%, maybe 25%, just depends on the run you got. And these guys know what they got to do when they got to do it because they don't want to be the cause of a wreck. And you can see he's doing a lot of, I call it chopping the block. You see the red line, it's the center of the wheel, just kind of going back and forth real tightly. You see he's running that yellow line, keeps trying to dive out for keep his oil temperatures cool. Looks like he's running about 215 there on the oil pressure. And it looks like water's at about 215 as well. So those are things you're going to be watching for on the dashboard, especially when you are the one pushing. Because you're going to have to come down like this. You see he's letting air come in the front of that truck. You just got to keep doing that. Make sure it's cooled off. And there's a lot to manage when you're at a race like Talladega and Daytona.
As you see, he is managing that position behind Man in that 10 truck. But as we're seeing from this in-car camera view brought to you by 10-4 Broadcasting, there is a lot of speed on that outside lane there. I believe that is a new change in the lead. Is that Proso now leading the way here in the Big Show 125? But as I'm saying that, he's got a lot of speed from Goodwin. As you were talking about, Tim, he seemed to drift off a little bit, let some air get on that hood of that truck there, and then went right back to the back bumper of his buddy there in that 10 machine. It looks like he's going to still lead the way here at the Big Show 125.
I'm telling you, it's once I can't wait for you to get into iRacing, because once you do, it's going to give you a whole different perspective into calling these races. You're going to know things that you're like, okay, yeah, that's what I would do if I was a driver, like Shaw right now. He's put some distance between him and that third truck, or the second place truck, maybe to get some air back there, because these guys all behind them are getting dirty air. And that dirty air is going to cause you to overheat, so on and so forth. But this inside lane is doing a really good job of managing the inside lane. They're keeping that 68 at bay with the 728 on the outside, not letting them come down in front of them. Because they let them come down in front of them, there's no chance for them to get the lead back unless they do some dicey moves.
Now, may not have much experience on the simulator, Tim, but I am seeing Goodwin in that truck kind of bounce under the yellow line. Now, is he doing that just to slow down his truck a little bit so he's not flying by Man in that 10 machine?
So a lot of times what these guys do, it kind of helps you turn. The banking between the turn and the apron kind of helps you get that. It whips that truck around, for a lack of a better term. Brings it, keeps turning it, so you kind of don't have to. You have to do less turning. But you're still fighting the wheel, because let me tell you, if you get too far down below that yellow line, you're going to end up spinning and causing a big one.
We don't want to see any of that. But speaking of big ones, Tim, we have not seen any wrecks yet here in Stage 3. As Man still leading the way here around the track. These boys seem to keep it a little bit more timid and calm here. Shout out to the to Buddha there, keeping it all zen here on the track, but it's still, man, in that 10 machine, like you said, Tim, they're really holding down that inside lane here.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job managing that inside lane, especially with the fact that Shaw is not right there on the back bumper, but you see Shaw in the corners, gets a good run, catches right back up to him, and then, he falls a little bit further back. Let's ride on board Shaw here really quick. You can see he's running at 7,000 RPM, okay? And now we're going to switch to Goodwin. Oh, he's running about the same. Okay, maybe I'm... Oh, so they're all full throttle right now. Okay. So Shaw is just kind of sitting and waiting, trying to save as much fuel as possible, which I do believe in his position he might be able to save all the way to the end of this one. Only got about 15 laps to go in stage 3.
Yes, sir. Stage 3 is going to end at lap 90 here in the Big Show 125. Has been competitive.
Oh!
Vaughn at 17 come down on top for that 53, sending him into that interior barrier wall on that backstretch. We'll have to rev up that 10-4 broadcasting replay to get you a nice view of that. But boy, Tim, that seemingly came out of nowhere there.
Yeah, I was not expecting. We were riding on board when that one happened. That's a unique situation. We don't always get to see that, but we're going to do a quick rewind back here. We're lucky it wasn't more drivers. See that 17 truck up there, the third truck in line. It looks like he may have gotten pushed. Yep, he got pushed by that 58 truck. And that ended up, the 53 of Danny Shaw got the raw end of that deal.
Oh, man. But no caution flags here in the Big Show 125. You are tuning in late to this action. There are no caution flags, only at the end of the stages here. So think of it as a game of rugby here where there's no stoppage of play. As you see the leader get taken out, and that 10 machine is now spun out on the front stretch, Tim.
Wow, things are getting dicey.
Oh, no, there are 3 wide to the line there, Tim. Oh, man, things are getting hairy. I might have put the commentator's curse on it saying how calm, cool, collected this field was, but boy, have things heated up hotter than an oven cooking some fresh-baked cookies. I tell you what, Tim.
You better stop that. I want some cookies. Oh, we went for a tumble. We're going to watch here. I think that, like I said, that number 1 got way too close to that back bumper. Right there it is. Clipped him.
He must have been bumping some salt and pepper in there because he pushed it real good and he pushed man right into the interior barrier wall. But it looks like we're going to have a new race leader on the track there, Tim.
And there's your leader your previous leader just in front of them. That 10 truck, that black truck in front of these guys is about to go a lap down after that situation. But he went ahead and did his pit stop. So can some strategy play out here where when the caution comes out for the stage break, he just stays out. Oh, and everybody but the leader is going to come down pit road. Timothy Pope, Jess Vaught, John Cazaza, Riley Goodwin, Heath Rutherford still out there. Looks like they just went down pit road. Michael Wiley, Ray Garcia, Jamie Shaw, Simon Sergius, Michael Simmons. We've not talked about him today. He's in that butt kicker number 22, sitting in P15 right now. This is your race leader right now in that number 68. That's a new name we've not seen. Steven Prosser. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, Steven, if I'm butchering it. Man, this is what I love about the Big Show and these races. Just like this, being an iRacer, I tend to get frustrated when I'm doing official races because a lot of these guys cause cautions and stuff. So you're racing for hours on end for no reason, and you're not getting no racing in. So I like that the Big Show does this situation where no cautions until they deem necessary, which are the stage breaks, and if something really massive happens on that final stage. And I love that they bring forth the fact that if you're a lap down on a stage break, you get your lap back and you could be up there fighting for a win. Because, you know, a lot of times, these guys will get wrecked or something and they just leave. They're done. They're out. But the way the Big Show works is they give everybody the opportunity to get back up there and fight.
Yes, sir. And we're seeing that fight out of these dogs here tonight, Tim. And if I'm being honest, I wasn't a fan of the rules coming into this race, but boy, have I fell in love with the rules already quicker than a Tinder date that it swiped right for me. But boy, this has been a competitive race here, Tim, with all those rule changes and that ability to climb your way back up even after getting caught up in some early race action or say late race action, or maybe you just have a mistake on the track and you think your night might be over. As you mentioned, some drivers might go ahead and exit the sim. But in these rules, in this race here tonight in the Big Show 125, you have the ability to climb your truck all the way back up into the race lead. As you've seen it out of Michael Wiley there, he faded all the way back there. He said he ran out of gas in stage 1, but ended up putting his truck in prime position in stage 2 to take home that victory in stage 2. Taking a look at the leader here, he is on the back bumper of Man in that 10 truck. That is Procer now leading the way. And as you mentioned, Tim, he is unknown to us here up in the 10-4 broadcasting booth, but boy, is he making himself known here tonight.
You know, and that's something I'll tell you, Will. You know, we've been doing, I think officially, May will mark a year that we've been doing the Big Show. Okay. And every race is different. I mean, the first race, you weren't around yet, but the first race was an IMSA-style iRacing Super Speedway situation. There was trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars all on the track at the same time. And you want to talk about insane, as we see the leader coming down pit road right now with 10 to go. He's not going to be able to make it, unfortunately. And he's going to get probably smoked. He's about 30 seconds ahead of second place of Landon Gentry. Oh, and the 87 is on the inside, spun out. But as I was saying, you know, every race has been different with the Big Show. You know, you can't take notes from the previous race because they just, you know, these chassis are built from the ground up from Ray Garcia. And, you know, these guys work day and night. Like, I mean, there's times I'll be going to work at 2 or 3 in the morning and I see Ray Garcia saying, "Hey, guys, there's a race up at 3 a.m. Whoever wants to help build this chassis." And there's 10 or 12 guys in there testing this out and making the racing as good as possible.
And boy, they must be jamming some Kid Cudi day and night when they're doing that. But looking at our race leader now, that is Landon Gentry now leading the way. We just got an opportunity to speak with him just a little while ago, Tim. And boy, he is one of the youngest drivers in tonight's field, but he is doesn't lack the experience of all the other drivers here, as he has some big wins here in the Big Show.
You know, I'm going to go through my notes here, but whoa, what was that at the bottom of the screen? Did I see? I don't know. Yeah, he's one of the youngest. Jonah Long is one of our youngest, 15 years old. That's his teammate. They be talking to each other a lot. Landon Gentry, 13 years old. His team name is Gateway Motorsports out of Cincinnati, Ohio, representing the Bengals. It's funny, I've probably passed him a lot because I work out of Cincinnati a lot. That's funny.
He's sure making Joey Burr proud here tonight as he is leading the way here around 4. We're going to have less than 7 laps to go here in stage 3 in the Big Show 125. Live from Talladega, brought to you by 10-4 Broadcasting. Boy, Tim, if he can keep that 33 machine out in this lead pack here, he can go ahead and stack him up some $25 here, picking up that stage victory.
Yeah, and look at Jonah Long. His hometown is in, I'm going to mess this up, Kaloa, Georgia. He started iRacing, and now he's been racing go-karts since September. Currently have 2 wins. That's awesome. His nickname's Little Hulk or Peanut. That's good. And he's right behind him, pushing in at number 7. You know, I'll say, Will, I remember I probably started iRacing. I did not mean to say that. I probably started racing online around their age. Started with NASCAR sim racing made by EA back in like 2005. And you get hooked on this stuff. I'm going to tell you that right now. You get hooked coming out here competing for wins. It makes you feel good. And I'm going to tell the viewers at home, for anyone who does not or has not raced in a sim like this, those laps come down. They keep ticking. Within 5 to go and you're running the top 5, top 2, leading, you start sweating. Your arms start shaking, you get tense because you're trying to hold that line, get that win, and you're trying to stay out of trouble. And you don't know if your teammate's going to be with you there at the end or not. It's all a big question with $150 on the line. Good luck.
Good luck indeed. I know we're past St. Patrick's Day, but these boys might need some luck of the Irish here to overtake Landon Gentry in that 33 machine. But it looks like there is going to be some speed on the outside lane there, Tim.
Yeah, they got one more truck out there of that number, or one less truck on that outside lane. This inside lane, they're going to have to get together more if they're going to want to keep that outside lane at bay. There's too much space between those inside lane trucks. But they also don't want to accidentally wreck each other too, which we've seen time and time again, even from teammates. As we are,
well, we're gonna have less than 5 laps to go here in stage 2, Tim, and I think all the pit stops are out of the way, correct?
I believe so. It's unfortunately I'm gonna have to start keeping track next time because. It tells me how many times they've been to pit, but it doesn't tell me when. Well, actually, let's see. The last time they went down pit road was lap 75. So, yeah, they've already made their pits.
Lap 75, so that's going to put them about 2 laps short, Tim. If you do the math correctly there, it's going to be around lap 90 is our stage break.
Yeah, they should be good because right now...
Yeah, my 4-year degree does not include math there, so my math calculations were not correct there. But as you said, Tim, these boys should be good. So the viewers are in store for these next 4 laps here to close out stage 3. We'll see who can pick up this victory here in stage 3. It looks like Landon Gentry has picked up where he left off in this series. It took him a little bit to get that truck going here in tonight's action, but we just had an opportunity to speak with him, and he really wants to implement those strategies with his teammates and go ahead and pull away with this race victory here tonight.
And I'll tell you that the one person I'm worried about is this Gregory Ricks right now. Last time he pitted was lap 61. I'm not sure where the strategy is right now, but I don't know. Being that far back in 28th, I would have already come down pit road because now you've got other trucks coming up on you, and it's going to cause a little bit of a pinch. But luckily at Talladega, there's plenty of room to do 4 wide, 5 if you're really good. But he's going to be able to let them scoot on by. Yeah, last time he pitted was lap 61. It's a long time ago. Oh, back up front, 37. We just come in to see him do a little squirrel. That's going to mess up that outside lane as they drop back now. Lost a lot of speed there.
A lot of speed indeed. As I like to mention, that single file line is now starting to stack up on the inside lane there. I like to refer to that as the old school Nokia phone snake game from back in the day. You'll see that line stack up, and you won't see them really come apart until, as you see a little bit of action there on the corner. But really, Tim, you won't see this line break up until the last couple laps here in the stage. As we're about to cross the line here with less than 1 lap to go here in stage 3, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see who can get that $25 picking up that stage victory.
Man, and it's going to be white flag for this stage. Right now, Landon Gentry leading this pack. Timothy Pope coming to the outside. He's trying to get some help from Dustin in that number 37, who has already won a stage 1 here tonight. Could he win stage 3?
He wants some more money in his pocket. Mo money is Mo problems, as I
Ooh.
mentioned Biggie Smalls earlier. As you see, a big move on the outside, Tim. So Landon Gentry on the inside is going to lead them down into 3. So Landon Gentry leading that way, seems to be pulling away from that outside lane there, unless somebody behind him wants to make a move for the lead here, coming onto the front stretch. Still Landon Gentry in that 33 machine, looking like he's going to lead that pack to the start-finish line here. And he is going to take home that stage 3 victory. What a stage win for him out of that 33 machine.
Great
Boy, that
job.
just made him $25 richer there, Tim.
You know, you saw the 37 and the 728 really locked together there on the front stretch. He was pushing them up the track. They had so much speed, but unfortunately not able to pull that off. Landon Gentry is going to bring home that $25, as you said, for stage 3. And now, this is where things are going to get really real. I predict we'll go green about lap 95, and then it's 30 laps of pure racing for $150. Now, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
So, say you have a teammate. Okay, the teammate is leading on the white flag. You're pushing. Second place gets $75. Do you keep pushing that first place car and settle for $75?
Well, Tim, you know, I come from the days of old school racing, and as fun as second place can be, there are no Carl Naughtons over here. I don't want to fit. I don't want to shake and bake anymore. I want to do the bacon. I want to take home that $150, even if it's a teammate. Shout out to Kyle Busch there, because he's the master at doing that to those Joe Gibbs racing cars there, putting his teammates into the wall to take home the victory. And to answer your question, Tim, as much as $75 sounds nice, especially for somebody whose pockets are full of lint right now, $150 does sound a lot nicer, and there's an extra zero on there, Tim.
That's true. Just looking at, I forgot about the race today. Looking at the results. All right, Ross Chastain won.
Woo! Vamos amigo for Trackhouse Racing Team. There we go, baby. Mr. 305 getting the win here tonight.
That's great. Wow. I had missed that. I forgot that there was a race today.
Yes, sir. Muy bueno out of the Trackhouse Racing Team getting that victory here. Boy, they have been running strong all season long out of Chastain and Suarez.
Missed his pit box. That's going to affect how he comes out of this one. Also, the number 1 of Riley missed his. You can see him at the top of the screen backing up, trying to make it into his pit box. These guys, it's a tricky thing getting in these pit boxes.
It is quite tricky indeed, and we're taking a look at our Stage 3 winner here, Landon Gentry in that 33 machine. We actually just spoke with Landon there at the end of Stage 2, and boy, he seemed to be really concentrated, really focused on overtaking and taking home this victory here tonight.
Yeah, very calm and collected. I mean, especially when you think of a 13-year-old. Well, he may be 14 because I'm looking at when he posted that. They sent all of their profiles on Discord, and so I don't know when he posted that. But yeah, for a 13-year-old, that's amazing.
Yeah, at 13 or 14, I think I was still begging my dad to drive the golf cart around the golf course. So for him to be leading this race here tonight, stacking up money here in the simulated racing and iRacing, boy, that shows a lot of the driver skill he already has at such a young age.
Yeah, and his teammate comes out. The leader in this one, Jonah Long, is your current leader after the pit stops. For some reason, Riley Goodwin on my scoreboard is showing first, but that's not the case. Jonah Long is your leader with Heath Rutherford in second. Right there. Oh, he's saving fuel. Or did he turn the truck off? I'm not sure what happened with Heath.
Jonah Long is our new race leader here, Tim, as we're under caution. I believe Jonah finished second there in that heat.
Yes.
Or in that stage.
Yep.
See if we can't get Jonah in here to speak with him to see what his strategy is here moving forward here in the Big Show 125. Hey, Jonah, this is Tim and Will up here in the 10-4 broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
We saw you take home second there at the end of stage 3. How you feeling? Kind of take us through what led to that position. And boy, that was kind of more of a calm stage there compared to the rest of the stages.
Wasn't very calm to us, I'll tell you that much. Um, it's just me, Landon, and Heath. We got it a little bit earlier than all of our guys with Ray and Simon, so we just kind of stuck with it. We got around Tim Pope, Dustin Reilly, and Jess Vaught after they had pitted, and they just kind of stuck with us, and we were just side by side the whole stage.
Man, quite a finish there, finishing up P2 in the stage. Do you feel like you have something for Landon Gentry in that 33? Do you feel like this is your time to shine here at the last? I think we're gonna have about 28 laps here to go in this race.
Well, he's one of my teammates, so I'm not gonna try to do anything too dumb with him.
It's funny you mentioned that, Jonah. We were actually just talking up here in the booth about whether or not, if it comes down to the last lap, if you're willing to settle for 75, or do you want to take home that 150?
I mean, if it comes to it at the last lap, I'm just going to keep pushing them. They're my teammates.
Here we go. And I like to hear that because teamwork does make the dream work. And as you were mentioning, if it comes down to it, Jonah, if your teammate does get lost in translation there and you're the race leader, how do you feel like, what's your strategy going forward here at the end of the race?
Just stick to whatever Ray says.
I like it, Jonah. And before we let you go, it seems like we're about to go green here momentarily. We'd like to give this opportunity for the drivers to give a special shout out to anybody you might have watching here tonight, or any sponsors you might have on your truck.
Shout out to my stepmom Natalie and my grandma Betty. They're watching, and my grandpa for just making everything, helping me get this iRacing stuff and everything.
That's awesome. And Tim, do you have any questions here for our P2 finisher in stage 3?
Well, per your teammate, this is live in the chat. I'm just the messenger. He said, that's a lie. He will pass me. So I'm just relaying the message.
Nah, I won't do it. I won't do it.
It's that Joker paint scheme that has him scared, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, good luck, Jonah, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you at the end of this one.
Okay, thank you guys.
Of course, good luck the rest of the way. That was Jonah Long finishing P2 there in stage 3, Tim, and he's going to start from the P1 here to start off this last bit of, let's say, a shootout, because we're going to have less than about 28 laps to go here.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you right now. Michael Wiley keeps turning off the truck and riding that inside lane to save fuel. He keeps dropping down to the apron and saving fuel. This is going to be the name of the game, because if there's no cautions, highly doubt it, but if there are none, it's go time.
It
Right here.
is time to light up that rocket. It is time to shine. It is that one shining moment. Cue up the NCAA March Madness tunes right here. As you see, it is right, exactly. I'm extremely proud of the Miami Hurricanes for finishing in the top 8 of the country here this year. It wasn't the way we wanted to go out, losing by 27 points, but hey, it was still a great run from the Hurricanes there in the March Madness tournament. But back to the madness here on the track. It is Jonah Long leading the way here. Lap 94 of 125, Tim. And as we kind of cream to the end of this race here, Tim, boy, this has flown by faster than an Elon Musk rocket here. What are you keeping your eye out for here towards the end of this race?
Well, I'm keeping my eye out. Oops, man, I hit the skip button there. I'm keeping an eye out for just who's going to work with me. Who can I work with that's good? Who's not going to wreck me on accident? Who knows their truck? Out of this field, I really trust Landon. I really trust Jonah, Heath, Sergius. They know Ray Garcia, Michael Wiley. They know how their truck is. They know where the front end is. They're not going to take you out. They're going to do their best to give you as much space as possible, give you a good push without pushing you to get you up to the lead. And I just want to give a quick shout out to my pick, Jamie Shaw, sitting in P10.
P10.
And your boy, Greg Blazen, back in P17.
Greg has run a good race here tonight. He was caught up in some few incidences here, but we were about to go green here back at the Big Show 125.
Now the question is, do these guys get in a line and race conservative to the end of this one, or do you go get it? And right now that inside lane has got nobody helping Landon or Jonah. Everybody dove to the outside lane to get behind Heath.
And we will see green flag pit stops here at the end of this race here, Tim, as we are going to have 30 laps to go, but only 23 laps in those fuel tanks. So do keep an eye out for those green flag pit stops coming here at some point. But we do have a change to the lead there, Tim, and I believe it is Rutherford leading the way now.
Yeah, Heath came down with Sergius and Garcia. This is, man, I always go into these races with a strategy, but I always have to throw the strategy out the window because it always changes. Get to the stage 3 right now, like, do I pit early, get all that fuel I need, or do I pit later and hope for a caution? It's difficult decisions to make this late in the race.
Boy, Tim, and times are indeed changing as these laps are going by here, as you're seeing Heath Rutherford leading the way now in this Big Show 125. We have had numerous lead changes here in this competitive action out of the Big Show, but still Heath Rutherford leading the way there, and it looks like Mann is back up there in that 10 machine, and boy, he has not slipped out of that top 5 at all. He was caught up in a little incident, I believe, at the end of stage 3, but he has clawed his way back up there along with Michael Wiley in that 48 machine.
Yeah, and you got Jamie Shaw, Dustin Reithel, that 34 of Dustin Eaton, all on that outside lane, trying to chug away and get around this inside lane. You see Ray on the inside lane push up a little bit into that middle lane, comes back down, slides in front of Jonah Long. But coming down the backstretch, Mann is really bringing that outside lane to the front.
And boy, Tim, if you catch yourself in that 98 truck, or if you catch yourself pulling away a little bit in that lead pack or in that lead position, are you bumping a little electric slide in there? Are you thinking slide to the left, slide to the right? Are you trying to make those moves, or are you just trying to hold your line?
With the way these trucks don't line up, I don't know that I'd be sliding up in front of somebody, because I can guarantee you they're going to turn you. It's not going to be an accident. Well, it's going to be an accident, but it's something they're not going to be able to help, because they're going to have so much momentum, and that guy is not going to let off the gas. So you kind of just got to hope that the guy behind you is going to take you there to the end.
We do have a Twitch chat. Appreciate you all. We have some big action in the middle of the pack there, Tim. No caution flags here in the Big Show 125, but we do appreciate everybody for tuning in here tonight. We do, oh man, big action on that backstretch. That has been the
still wrecking
graveyard of cars, if you will, so far in this Big Show 125. But we do have a question in the chat there, Tim, as we're going to go ahead and probably rev up that 10-4 broadcasting replay. Look at what exactly happened there on that backstretch, but it's still Heath Rutherford leading the way on the inside lane. And as you're getting a chance to do that, Tim, I do want to answer that chat, or that question from the chat. Which lane do you think is running the best? And to answer your question there from Twitch, I believe that inside lane, I guess in my opinion, is running the fastest in tonight's race, as we're taking a look at what exactly happened on that backstretch, Tim.
Ooh, that 34 and the 68 seemed to collide. And then it was just chaos from there. Timothy Pope involved, unfortunately. Big race, or big super speedway competitor here. And just look at that. Just collects just about everybody. From about 12th back.
No, I was going to say, Tim, I think I saw some cars get stuck in that danger zone, as I like to mention. And as we talked about earlier in the broadcast, you get stuck in that middle lane, as I like to call it, the danger zone. It really is for these drivers, because you get sucked into that inside lane, or you get stuck to the outside lane, or if somebody comes behind you and you just get a tad loose. And we do have a caution on the track.
Yeah, I was gonna say something else happened. Let me take a look here. Let me see. Let's take a look here. I think they may have just thrown it because of how many cars were in that. Because they did say if. Oh!
Oof. That is man in that 10 machine and Michael Wiley get caught up there.
Yeah, so they threw the caution because at that point only 3 trucks made it through.
Oof. Man, big action in these last closing stages here in the Big Show 125. We're live from Talladega Super Speedway, bringing this live iRacing action. 10-4 Broadcasting. If you are liking what you're seeing from 10-4 Broadcasting here tonight, go check us out on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitch. We broadcast on Wednesday nights, Friday nights, Saturday nights, and hopefully going to do Sunday nights as well. So if you love iRacing, you love all that high-octane action, that's on Friday nights, the High Octane Sim Series. Wednesday nights, the National Sim Racing Association, and Saturday nights is the Powerhouse Racing League. And boy, those leagues do give a lot of competitive action. They're non-stop finishes to the end. But going back to the chat there, Tim, we had a viewer ask us which lane is running the best so far in tonight's race with less than 25 laps to go. And in my opinion, it's the inside lane. What do you think, Tim?
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. Typically, I would say outside lane if I was the one running. Because I make that outside lane run, and you see a lot of guys miss their pit box there. Not sure what's going on with iRacing, but typically I'd say outside. But in this race today, definitely you are right. That inside lane is really charging and making that outside lane really work, and it's not working too well. We've not seen a single person on that outside lane win a stage race tonight.
We have not, Tim, and I like to think of that inside lane. Once those boys start to get a little filed up on the inside lane, is that Nokia, that old game on the Nokia phones, as Snake, and how Snake used to be played for viewers that are unfamiliar with it. You started out as a little tiny line, and as you went around collecting things, your line got bigger and bigger and bigger. But as you got bigger and bigger and bigger, you got faster and faster and faster. So you see it actually out of these drivers here tonight as those lines start to build up. A little bit more tighter, a few more cars in the line. You see that line running a lot more faster on inside lane. And as you mentioned, Tim, that outside lane, although it might be 2 or 3 cars, you're racing against about 8 or 9 on the inside lane.
Yeah. And these guys, with the fact that they can't bump draft, it makes it difficult for that outside lane, because that outside lane really is... it really advances when you can push. And until iRacing fixes these front ends, which I understand they do it because it's, what's the word, official. They take how they showcase these trucks and all their cars they have in iRacing very serious. They've got to do something to where when the bumper lines up, you can push. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting, to say the least, to see what happens here on out. Right now,
and we love interesting here at 10-4 Broadcasting, Tim.
We really do.
We love interesting racing. We love photo finishes. So I feel like we're going to be in store for that action here tonight.
Yeah, we're coming down to, let's see, 25 to go. Any another chat? Any guesses to who will win? Well, I'm going to ask you, are you going to stick with Greg Blazen as your choice, or are you going to change?
Taking a look at that grid there to answer the chat with 25 laps to go, who do we think is going to win? Boy, that is a tough question here as we're under caution. Boy, Tim. Greg Blazen in the 10th position. I like him. He's ran a solid race. He's done a great job of climbing back into contention in this race. Just don't feel like he's going to have enough speed or enough laps to climb his way back up to the top. But you know what? They always say in school you can't go back on your answers on your test, because most of the time if you change it, it's the wrong answer. So I'm going to stick with Greg Blazen in this race, and hopefully I don't put the commentator's curse on him just yet.
Well, in 2 positions in front of him, my pick, Jamie Shaw in that number 84 Chevrolet. I'm gonna stick with it. He got involved early on in stage 1 in a wreck, but he's up to P8. I have a lot of faith in him to get it done. Danny was up here leading for a long time. So I'm pulling for the Shaws.
And I'm sure they are singing "Have a Little Faith in Me" inside of those cabins, cheering you. You're cheering them on from the booth here. And were those the boys you ran with last night in that 3v3 tournament?
Yeah, those are my teammates.
There we go. That is quite the event that the Big Show put on last night. It was a March Madness style 3v3 racing tournament. Although our producer Tim up here in the booth didn't do so hot. I think he went 0 for 3 in the tournament.
Listen.
Still,
I have a, Ray can't talk right now, but I was talking some mad smack, and they were talking mad smack back, and theirs paid off, mine didn't.
Boy, and talking about smack talk and talking about making things pay off, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go green again here in the Big Show 125. We're going to have less than 24 laps to go here live on 10-4 Broadcasting. Tim, we're about to go green, green, green.
Green flag is in the air. That outside lane did not get started at all. Nobody was on the tail of Heath Rutherford. That's going to really hurt him. Everybody's diving to the inside. He's going to try to come down in front of his two teammates, Jonah Long and Landon Gentry. As now these guys are taking the inside lane, and my pick on the outside lane all by himself. Not all by himself. He's got some help, but he's going to need more help than that if he's going to want to take it to the outside lane as he's leading. And now more people are coming to that outside lane to help them get up there. This, I think they can make it the rest of the way on fuel. It's going to be close.
It's going to be close, Tim, and fuel mileage does seem to be the name of the game here in iRacing. I've seen it in multiple leagues. I think I called the league on Friday where the victor ran out of gas celebrating. So keep an eye out in this fuel mileage here tonight. But we have a new race leader on the track, Tim, a name that we haven't really called out too much here tonight, and that is Serge is now leading Ray Garcia around 1 and 2.
That outside lane, just like that, all caught back up. And now it's a drag race down the backstretch with these two lanes. Jamie Shaw pushing that number 58 of, the 79 of Juan Marshall up 28 spots. He'd be the biggest mover of the race right now, sitting on the outside lane.
Boy, he is bumping some Drake in that cabin. He is saying, I started from the bottom. Now I am here in second place racing for this race lead. But we're going to cross the line with less than 21 laps to go here in the Big Show 125. And as Tim mentioned, we're going to have a drag race down into 1 and 2.
And that outside lane is finally coming through. This, like I said, it really depends on who you've got out there really leading that outside lane and who you got behind you pushing you. That outside lane can be very deadly with the right people. As you can see, this inside lane is really pushing hard so they can stay ahead of this outside lane.
Seeing it, Tim, as Serge is just going to lead the pack down into 3, coming around into 4 here. So Sergis is your race leader, Tim. It doesn't seem like that outside lane is losing too much speed, but as we mentioned, if that inside lane can just stick together, that speed on the inside can really pay off dividends here in the late stages of this race. Less than 20 laps to go.
And they are side by side heading down the front stretch into turn 1. And you can see these guys are dialed in right now. There's not a lot of trucks moving. There's not a lot of bobbing and swaying, as I like to call it. As you can see here, everybody's. Oh no!
Oh, he touches doors. You see a lot of action going on behind him. Oh no! A lot of cars are going to be tied up in that action there, and all it took was just a little bit. We saw a car flip out of the track there. Old school racing there, but boy, it wasn't anybody's fault. They're just got a tad bit loose, and there's really nothing to do if you just get a little bit of that weird draft on the car.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised it's not a caution because that took out a big portion of these guys. And there's Landon Gentry to the outside lane with that number 48.
Landon Gentry has climbed his way back up to the top. He said, "This is where I want to be. I love the penthouse view from the top." And he is wanting to take over this lead there, and he has got quite the partner behind him in Michael Wiley. But Wiley is getting a little bit Wiley Coyote behind him. He wants to take over that lead. Landon Gentry, as Landon's going to be our new race leader, as Serge is going to get left out all by himself there on the inside lane. And boy, we are... And there goes Michael Wiley going to try to make a pass there at the start-finish line. We are 3 wide on the front stretch as you see the boys file back down into that inside lane. And we do have a caution on the track, Tim.
And I want to say that's because of everything that's been going on. And shout out to my boy Jamie Shaw sitting there in P4. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Making me hungry just with the melody there, Tim.
I can't sing,
We do have some people in the chat. We have Allison cheering on my boy, number 7. Big fans of the number 7 car there. Also have another chat. So much for the outside lane. Well, that we were completely wrong there for a minute until we saw that outside lane realize that it's not the way to go, and they started filing back in until we got this caution here, Tim. And I think we're going to see a little bit more of the same going here towards the late stages. You're going to see that outside lane starting to build up, and I think we're going to have a drag race majority of these closing laps.
Yeah, and just as the person in the chat said, so much for the outside lane. Most definitely, the outside lane came trash real quick. You go ahead and bring down Jamie Shaw if you could.
Yeah, I'll see if I can't get Jamie Shaw on the radio here. Get him in for an interview. If he's able or in the chat there. I'm not actually seeing Jamie Shaw in there.
Oh, he may not be. Let me go take a look. Oh yeah, it doesn't look like he's in Discord. Okay, well, bring in your guy Greg Blazen, and you can talk to him.
All right, let's see if we can't get Greg Blazen in here for a quick interview before we go back racing. Hey, Greg, it's Tim and Will here in the 10-4 broadcasting booth. How you going so far here tonight? We're seeing you climb back up into the top 10. How you feeling the rest of the way?
Pretty good. We all depend deciding if we're going to pit or not.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, it's been one of those races where the pit strategies are really come into play here, but we've seen you kind of run an up and down roller coaster type race here. Do you feel like it's been a grind for you in tonight's race to get up into the top 10?
It has, because you get back in the back, you never know what's going to happen, and so it's, you just try to stay out of trouble the best you can and hope you're there at the end.
For sure, and hopefully you do put that U.S. Air Force machine in victory lane, Greg. And from an outsider's point of view, how do you see these last? I'd say we're going to be running probably around 11 or 12 laps once everything gets sorted out. How do you feel like the rest of this race is going to play out?
Well, it's just hold on and find a partner to go with you and hope you make it through the mess. That's pretty much what happens at the end of these. Should be fun now. It's been fun so far.
It's been a blast for us up here in the 10-4 broadcasting booth. And Greg, you were my pick for tonight's race. I really like the consistency that you've shown here in the big show, and I wanted to see you put that U.S. Air Force machine in victory lane. You still have a chance to do so. And Tim, do you have any questions for my race pick here tonight before I put the commentator's curse all over him?
Listen, I'm still sour from last night when their
Let
team.
Let it go, Tim. Let it go, Tim.
These guys, y'all do such a great job. You communicate well, getting down pit road, and that's the key to a race like this. How does, when you look at stage one, you're starting the race, and you look at now, you're under 16 to go. How do you change your mindset from the beginning to right now?
Well, I don't know if you really change it because it's all about survival all the way through. But
that's true.
You want to pick who you can run well with, and hopefully they're there at the end. So right now I'm looking up in front of me to see who I can run with, and I see a couple people right now that run with all the time. So you start making up a strategy right now.
Yeah, I totally understand that because at this point, you don't know who's going to be there at the end to be with you, or if you're going to find a new dancing partner with 3 to go. Yeah.
So it helps. It helps because we run with these guys all the time, too.
Right.
So usually you find a person here and there, and you know how they run. So it's a lot of fun.
If Ray is leading and it's the final lap and you could pass him, are you passing him for that $150?
Oh, hell yeah. Excuse my language.
Sorry. I wasn't expecting that. That's funny. Well, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
If my wife is, I think she might be watching. Hi, Jamie. I'll be upstairs shortly.
That's good. Well, good luck the rest of this race, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end.
All right, Tim. Well, thank you, guys.
No problem. That was Greg Blazen. He was my pick for tonight's race. And hopefully we can see him put that U.S. Air Force machine into victory lane here tonight. And hopefully I didn't put the commentator's curse all over him, making him my race pick here tonight. But as we have a chance to do so, Tim, we are still under caution. I do want to jump over to these chat messages we have. We do appreciate everybody for tuning in to 10-4 Broadcasting here. Again, if you like what you're seeing so far out of 10-4 Broadcasting, you'll give us a check out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We live stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and then working on a Sunday league for you ladies and gentlemen as well. And Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday leagues. But jumping over to that chat, and Maddox, who's a producer here at 10-4, said the talk of food makes me want to go and get some barbecue on Friday nights. Yeah, because one of our sponsors in that Friday night series is Jack's Smokehouse, barbecues and steaks. So every time we talk about them, we get a little hungry up here in the booth. We do have a Landon Gentry fan in the chat, Tim, saying, stay strong, Landon, 17 to go. We're going to have less than 17 to go when this green flag drops. And, boy, it looks like Landon has dropped out of that all the way down to P9 after those stops there, Tim. And we do have a member of the chat want to know who won the first stages.
I believe the first stage was Dustin Reithel in the 37. And then it was...
I believe Michael Wiley picked up stage 2.
Michael Wiley, and then stage 3 was Landon Gentry.
Landon Gentry got the stage 3 victory there, but Michael Wiley has got $50 in his pocket because he was the pole winner here in tonight's race.
And right now, Dustin Eaton is your leader. Well, it looks like actually it's Ray Garcia. They keep passing each other back and forth under caution. Pace lights should go out this time by, I would think. And they're out.
Boy. And go get those snacks, to go get those drinks, to go get your popcorn ready, because the action is about to take off like an Elon Musk rocket out of Cape Canaveral. As we're going to have less than 13 laps to go when this pace truck goes down pit road. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time to go get your drinks, to go get your snacks, to put this up on the big TV in the living room to watch the end of this action here in the Big Show 125 live from Talladega.
I'm going to oppose you, Will, because you're not going to be able to sit in your seat these last 13 laps. If you get a drink or some popcorn, you'll be throwing that all over the room, jumping with how exciting this race is going to be.
Oh, man, and it is worth the mess that you make. I think the last time I did that is when Ruben Studdard won American Idol, and I don't think I've done it since then. But as they're watching this action here at Talladega and the Big Show 125, and I believe Ray Garcia is being registered as a race leader now.
I haven't done that since Jeff Gordon won the last race at Martinsville he was in. A long time ago, like 2015 or 16. I don't even know. It was 15.
Boy. And boy, did Clay Aiken get the spotlight over Ruben in that win there. But unfortunately, we can't all be winners in life, but we are looking for a winner here in the Big Show 125 as Dustin Eaton is going to be racing door to door there with Ray Garcia. And Ray Garcia has really ran a consistent race. I know I use that term a lot here, but he really has. We haven't seen him drift out too much. He's been a good teammate up there in the pack, And boy, we were about to go green here again in the Big Show 125, and this is the last. This is go time, Tim. This is time to go.
Man, at this point, drama is through the roof. As Eminem said, my hands are sweaty, knees deep in mom's spaghetti. This is it right here.
And this is time to go green, green, green in the Big Show 125.
You know that song is 22 years old? I just saw that on TikTok yesterday. I had to bring that up. And one guy I want to
feel a little old.
Oh, my bad. That 87 truck. Remember at the end of the stage we were talking about him and how I didn't know if he was going to make it at the end of stage 3 because he had pitted on lap 61. Look who's sitting in P2 right now. That Richard Petty style truck right there in that number 87 up here battling for this win. Oh, man, Jamie Shaw going to the very outside lane. People are starting to come out there with him. Are they going to get 3 lines going? More trucks are coming out there.
Seeing that outside lane building up a little bit, Tim. They are 3 wide now on the front stretch. 3 wide going to hold, going down into 1 and 2. See Ray Garcia on the inside lane.
Oh, no, that's 68.
Oh, he held it. He held it together, Tim. Everything's all clear.
Oh, man. Oh, there's wrecking in the back. I don't know what's going on with iRacing right now. Something's happening.
Oh, man, but it is crystal clear. It looks like just one truck down there in the back all by themselves. But as Ray Garcia is losing a little speed on that inside lane there, as you see, he gets... Hey!
Big wreck.
Oh, man. Big wreck on the corners there. I'm not sure if we'll see a caution here. We're still racing under green.
They go into caution. I'm going to restart.
This sort of this race leader is in the Big Show 125. We're still racing under green right now, and everything's back to smooth sailing there. We apologize for the technical difficulties, but Dustin Eaton now is registering as your race leader as we are under caution here in the Big Show 125.
All right, we are under caution. So I'm going to fix this situation.
Boy, what a move from Dustin Eaton there. Tim, I do appreciate that red shirt you have on tonight there.
Oh, thank you.
Seen you in the webcam view.
Yeah, I was trying to get rid of that. I was like, I don't want to see me.
And Tim, I would say you're having your Michael Jordan flu game here tonight as you are battling the flu, broadcasting up here in the booth. We do appreciate you fighting that sickness, coming down with this sickness, and holding it down for us here tonight in the 10-4 broadcasting booth. And we appreciate you kind of jugging the Benadryl, the NyQuil, if you will, to make it here tonight. And you're just like MJ, you're holding it down.
Yeah, not like LeBron who gets some leg cramps.
That is not the way of the game here, Tim. There's no sorries to be had. He is 3-7 in the finals, so he had his opportunities to be great, and only a couple of times he shined. But as you are getting this stream back up for the viewers here, I'm going to see if I can get Dustin Eaton on the radio to see what his take is on the rest of the race here.
Yeah, sounds great.
Hey, Dustin, it's Will and Tim up here in the 10-4 broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's going on, boss?
Hey, man, you're going to be leading the pack here to the line to start off. I think we're going to have less than 10 laps to go. How are you feeling this race has played out so far for you?
Buddy, I'm still puckered from like last lap 10. I'm definitely afraid up here. Guys behind me, they're pushing pretty quick, so just trying to stay alive, man.
Yeah, man, and it's been a very competitive race, exciting race so far. And from an outside point of view, how are you feeling this race has kind of played out? We've seen some fuel strategies come into play. We've seen some big wrecks. What's your take on the race so far?
Fuel definitely a big part. That is the number one thing here. Bunch of guys shorted themselves on the last pit, so that wasn't too smart of them. But now it's just survival and hope we don't have to use these green white checkers.
And survival is the name of the game. We're speaking with Dustin Eaton here. He's going to be our race leader when we go back under green. And Dustin, how you feeling? I know you're a little scared up there at the top of the pack, but how are you feeling? Your chances are of putting that car in victory lane.
Oh, I'm just telling you, Monkey Machine staying at the front. You just keep an eye on this Tang here, Team Orangutan. Oh, we got some stuff going on back here. But Team Orangutan, for the win. If the monkey crosses the finish line in one piece, I'll be happy.
There you go, Dustin. And before we let you go, if we'll probably get a chance to speak to you again if you put that 34 Orangutan Racing machine into victory lane. But before we let you go, is there anybody that you might have watching here tonight, or any sponsors that you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, I just want to say I love you, Ray. He kind of got the bad part of that last wreck. I don't know if it had to do with my teammate here behind him. Looks like they got kind of caught together. So love you, Ray. Don't be too mad.
And we'll let you go. Tim, do you have any questions here for our race leader? We're going to go back under green. He's going to be leading the pack.
Good luck. You're about to be leading a whole pack of Hornets, that's for sure.
Buddy. I'm nervous myself. I'm sitting here trying to figure out if I'm going to try to take her high. I got my teammate up high there, so there's 2 or 3 of us in this front pack working together. But then you also got Simon and Landon there too, so got to watch out.
Yeah, having your team on the outside lane might not be a bad idea, just holding these other guys up on the inside.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to see what happens, fellas.
Well, good luck.
See you guys.
Yes, sir. Good luck the rest of the way.
Love you.
I love you too.
Put me back.
I got you. Put you back in there. There we go. And that was Dustin Eaton. I'm not sure if I put him back in the right spot, but it's all good. We'll probably speak to him if he puts that car into victory lane here, Tim. But we're about to go back racing here in the Big Show 125. We're going to have less than 9 laps to go. We're about to go green here at Talladega.
Man, and this is where things are going to get swifty, as we like to say back in the day. The 34 leading us to the green flag with the 68 in the outside lane. Got my boy Jamie Shaw back there, and everybody just left that 68 truck to the outside lane all by himself.
He is all by himself on that outside lane there, as Dustin Eaton in the 34 is going to lead the pack down onto the backstretch here. It looks like it's a single file line coming down on the backstretch here. That is Sturgis right behind him, and Landon Gentry in that 33 machine. And that is the top 3 right now, ladies and gentlemen. But there's a big line of cars behind them. They're coming quick, fast, and in a hurry. We're going to have less than 7 laps to go next time around this line.
And you can see that inside lane is really formed up and ready to go. They don't want to go to the outside at all. They're just going to want to see who's going to go out there. It looks like Jamie Shaw and that number 90 of Scott Potts are going to go to the outside lane around the 87. Now they're going to get that outside lane running. Running. We could just quote songs all day.
We surely could. It's this Shazam of iRacing broadcasting for us up here in the booth. But it is Dustin Eaton leading this charge here with Sturgis right behind him. But you're seeing those lines starting to build up, Tim.
Yeah, 2 of them from the bottom side just went to the outside lane. And now that inside lane's got to close that gap, and they're going to have a big run on them. You see that, the number 9, who was wrecking under caution when we came back in. Not sure what was going on there. That outside lane did not use all the momentum they could have to get up there to the leaders, so now they're falling back.
And right now, Dustin Eaton in that 34, he is trying to be like Happy Gilmore and imagine that happy place, because he has that big line of cars behind him coming fast, quick, and in a hurry, led by Sturgis right on his back bumper. But it is his name, and we have not called out a lot. That's Simmons in that 22 machine. Also Nelson in that, I believe it is a 9 truck. That's going to be our top 4, and they have formed that snake line coming down into the backstretch here with less than 6 to go.
And you see guys keep trying to dive out to the outside lane to see if they can get it going. Right now, it looks like the number 10 of Man out there leading that outside lane. We know he's really good.
That outside lane, Tim, I don't think they're going to have enough speed to catch these leaders unless it starts to form up a little bit more. As you see Michael Wiley pull out there, he's probably thinking the same thing I was. Jump out there with Man in that 10 truck to see if they can catch this leader of Dustin Eaton. But he's going to cross the line here with less than 5 laps to go here in the Big Show 125.
Man, I can feel the intensity just skyrocketing right now. That outside lane, charging hard, coming to the outside of that 020 of Simon Surgis. Oh, that inside lane got a little close to the outside lane, but everybody stayed in their lane. And now look at that 48 coming to the outside.
Oh, coming quick. Michael Wiley is wilder than a coyote on that outside lane there. He is leading that charge almost in that middle lane. See a few cars dip out there to see if they want to go 3 wide on the corner, but it's still Michael Wiley leading that charge on the outside lane there. Going door to door with Dustin Eaton in that 34 machine. They're going to cross the line here, door to door there, Tim. We can't really call who's going to lead this lap here, but we have less than 4 laps. Whoa, as Michael Wiley goes into the wall here on the front stretch. Oh, man, hard impact onto the wall there from Michael Wiley. Oh, man. But there is no change up at the lead as Dustin Eaton still leading that inside lane there and has man on that 10 truck on the outside going down onto the backstretch.
And, you know, we said the whole race, they said, do not bump draft. That is exactly why. They bumped him going in through the tri-oval, turned him straight, dead right into that outside wall. And I don't think we've seen our last wreck yet.
No, the action is not done here yet, Tim. In the Big Show 125 as Dustin Eaton is still leading that inside lane there, going to the line. You see man in that 10 truck trying to creep up on that outside, but throw your threes up. Rest in peace to Dale Earnhardt, because we're going to be less than 3 laps to go here in the Big Show 125. It's going to lead that inside lane down into 1.
Caution is out.
And we do have a caution on the track.
This is setting us up for 1 green-white checkered. They only get 1 shot at this.
No overtime in the Big Show, Tim.
Man, they're lucky they got a caution.
Whew. Let my beats per minute, my blood pressure come down a little bit because, boy, it was high-octane action there. Coming down to the end of the race, Tim, and we get a second to go ahead and get that field back together. And, boy, I'm sure Dustin Eaton did not want to see that caution come out. I believe with that caution, it's going to put a truck on his door to start this race back up at the end of this caution flag, and that is not something he wanted to see, Tim, as that inside lane was starting to pull off there, and all he had to worry about is the truck behind him. But unfortunately, now he's going to have to worry about that outside lane and see how much speed they can build up. We've seen it so far tonight, Tim. If that outside lane can get just enough speed to where one of those cars can file down in front of the leader, that changes the whole ballgame.
Oh, I think the Surgis was concerned he was about to get hit by Landon Gentry there. I don't expect to see anybody come down pit road. What caused
Me either, Tim.
the caution? It was last wreck. Why so late? So basically, with the way that they run these, they don't throw cautions unless there's a big wreck, and there was a big wreck, but they wanted to wait till they got within 3 to go because they wanted to make it a green-white checkered when they go back to green. So that's why we are at where we are at right now.
In that caution, just like the viewers, they didn't want to see it. I don't think Dustin Eaton wanted to see it in that 34 truck. But we are going to have a shootout to end this huge race here at the Big Show. And if you're just tuning in late here in the broadcast, this race is paying out over $600 to these races here tonight, and 150 of that's going to go to this race winner, Dustin Eaton, in that 34. If he takes home the victory, I don't want to go ahead and put him in victory lane just yet. But whoever takes home this victory is going to take home $150 to him. And boy, we're going on about 2.5 hours of work here. That is a nice payday.
Yeah, and the lights are out on the pace truck. We're about to go green this time by. They want to make it a quick caution, get that field racked back up, kind of like a rack for pull. Get these guys back up here ready to go and, get back to green as soon as possible.
And Tim, as an iRacer yourself, I want to give this opportunity to ask you before we green flag drops again. Is it go time for you? Is it time to get a little sweaty on the wheel to get those pedals moving, or are you just trying to be a good teammate here in the last closing stages?
Oh no, I'm all gloves are off. I'm getting to the front, with or without you, and I'm going to win this race. That's how I feel with the green white checkered coming up.
As we watch Dustin Eaton leading the field around 3 and 4, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a shootout to end the Big Show 125 here. And whoever takes home that checkered flag is going to take home $150, 75 to second place, and they're going to pay out, I believe, down to about 14th or 15th place, Tim, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of places are going to pay here, but only one's going to pay the big bucks, and hopefully it's going to be Dustin Eaton in that 34, but he has got a lot of speed behind him, and Landon Gentry in that 33. But boy, we're about to go green again here at Talladega in the Big Show 125.
I'm not sure what's going on here, but a lot of guys didn't get going. I don't know if they didn't know that it was green flag or what, but the field was all over the place.
They spun their tires, and it's going to open the way for Dustin Eaton to lead this inside lane down into the backstretch, but he has got a fast car behind him with Landon Gentry in that 33. Boy, keep an eye out for that 33 machine. He wants to take that lead back over here. He's right on the back bumper of Dustin Eaton in that 34 machine. We see something trying to build up on those outside lanes, Tim, as you see that middle lane start to build up, but it's still Dustin Eaton, your race leader, down into 3.
Coming down for the white flag this time by. Landon goes to the outside with Sergius right behind him, the 90 behind him. And now we've got a couple of guys got collected. Eaton no longer the leader. Timothy
We do
Pope
have
to the
caution.
outside.
We have a caution on the track, Tim.
Oh, we do. Ooh.
Caution on the track. The pace truck has pulled out in front of the field, and we do have a caution. The late stages here in the Big Show 125. We're back under caution again there, Tim.
I'm not sure why that was called. I would have let it play out there.
As we have a second to do so, actually, Tim, I'll see if we can't get a race control in here to explain why we had that caution there. Give me just 1 second, see if I can't get race control on the radio.
That's good, yeah.
It's Will and Tim up here in 10-4 Brighton there.
What's happening?
Sure. We were just curious to what caused that late caution there at the end.
Well, we have to throw it before the white flag. Any wrecks for the leaders, we throw the yellow, and that wreck was right about the third row back. But we have to throw it before the white flag. I mean, we have to throw it before the white flag, or we can't rack it up.
Gotcha.
For sure.
But this
for sure.
this will be the last one.
Sounds
Yes,
good.
sir. And as we have you in the booth, Ray, you've ran a pretty good race so far tonight. I know you got caught up in some late action there. As an outside point of view, how impressed are you with the drivers here tonight in the Big Show 125?
It's been a lot. It's been very aggressive. They've been behaving pretty well. We've had a few minor accidents, a couple new drivers on track that have made a few mistakes that caused some of these wrecks. I was in the lead and I got taken out there.
It's happened to a lot of people in tonight's action, Ray. And before we let you get back to being race control, we do have somebody in the chat that's wondering how a racer could join the Big Show.
Just find us on Facebook at The Big Show, all capital letters.
There we go. And hopefully they can... Go ahead.
Yeah, just find us on the Facebook under The Big Show. And our schedules and all our activities are posted there.
There we go. And hopefully one of those newbies can come in and take home that cash money, because you are paying out pretty well here in tonight's race. And Ray, we do want to appreciate you taking the time with us. We'll let you get back to it.
Yeah, one thing that you guys to note, a lot of these guys are short on fuel. They may not make it. They're trying to game it. So some of these guys have less than about 2.5 laps left on fuel. So there's going to be some drama here at the end.
Boy, we love drama up here in the 10-4 broadcasting booth. And Ray, we appreciate that little golden nugget you provide with us there. We'll let you get back to it.
All right, I'm going to try and jump on it.
Alrighty. And that was Ray Garcia. He is race control and the admin here at Big Show. And boy, Tim, he does put on a big show every time we broadcast these races.
Man, the fact that I now know there's some drivers that don't have enough gas. Oh man, that changes everything. All it's going to take is if somebody takes that white flag, runs out of gas, and wrecks the whole field.
You don't want to see it. You don't want to have a Ricky Bobby incident where the driver has to hop out and run across the finish line, but we might not see any of that action here in tonight, as it looks like the pace lights are off of the pace truck there, as Landon Gentry is going to lead them to the line. He does have some fans in the chat. Looks like is that Gracie or Casey Plowman's cheering him on, but we're about to go green in the Big Show 125.
This is it. You heard it from Ray. There can be no more cautions after this. So whatever happens, happens.
Here we go. Landon Gentry is going to go ahead and take that flag. He's going to lead them down into one on the inside lane there, starting to pull away from the outside. It's going to be Landon Gentry on that 33 with Timothy Pope right behind him on that back bumper. It's going to be them 1-2 tandem down into the backstretch. And look at Vaught in that 17 Vans off the wall machine. He's climbed his way back up there. But Tim, momentarily, the outside lane is starting to stack up.
Yeah, it looks like Sergius is leading that line. Coming down the backstretch, right behind him, he's got, looks like the 34 of Eaton. Man, the ending of this is going to be wild, especially coming down to the white flag as we come out of turn 4.
It is the wild, wild west out here. I do appreciate that Will Smith movie, but it is going to be Landon Gentry taking that white flag here with 1 to go here in the Big Show 125 as we have a wreck on the front stretch behind the leaders. We do have another caution on the racetrack.
Man.
Right now, and we're going to have our third overtime here in the Big Show 125. I just don't think these boys want to go home just yet, Tim. And you'll see it out of these boys when there is money on the line, when there is the bag to secure. You'll start seeing that aggressiveness starting to heat up a little bit. And as we like to mention, these drivers are on fire. Cue up the NBA Jam there, because we're seeing it out of this action here. It was the back of the pack there. Oh, as you're starting to see a few drivers head to pit road there. And Ray mentioned that on the as we interviewed him just a little while ago, speaking about that last caution. Fuel mileage is going to play a role in the end of this race here, Tim, and I'm curious to see if anybody wants to go ahead and go down pit road here under caution. Taking a look here at the pace truck leading the way here. It might be that Tim's checking in with race control to see exactly what happened there. He'll be back momentarily here on the broadcast, but do want to open it up to everybody in the chat. Anybody that's watching us along here at 10-4 Broadcasting, go ahead and tell us who you think is going to win the race here tonight. What's your pick, and how do you feel that this race is going to play out? I'll be curious to see what the fans think of this race so far, because, man, it has been exciting for us up here in the booth. And, boy, Landon Gentry looks like the clear favorite to take home this race victory. He has ran a solid race all race long. Boy, he has some speed behind him. And jumping over to that chat, do you think they should pit for fuel, just fuel, or do you put tires on? Well, there's no tires in tonight's race, so you don't really have to worry about that.
No,
but Tim, I'll go ahead and throw that question to you, Tim, as an iRacer yourself. Do you take that gamble and go ahead and make sure you're good for the rest of the race, or do you want to keep that truck out there?
The fact that we are still under caution, they're not gonna have enough. whoever has that 2.5 that Ray just referred to before that last caution, before this caution, they're not going to make it to the end. They have to come down pit road. If they do not, they're going to cause another wreck and take this into overtime. And ultimately, that's going to help them get back up here again. And I just don't, I do not see that as being fair. You got to come down, get some fuel in there. I know you could be leading, you could be in the top 5, but you cannot cause another caution to happen here tonight.
No, we've seen about 3 cautions here to close out these late stages of the race here. It has been no fault of anybody. It's just this heat. This race starts to heat up hotter than the summers here in Florida. But Landon Gentry is leading the way. And we got Amber Crawford in the chat watching us along on YouTube. And a lot of Landon Gentry fans there in the chat, Tim.
Yeah, and I think Landon's the only person people are watching. But your reference to the summers in Florida, I think you could change it to the hot winters in Florida.
Indeed, and it opens the door for beautiful springs, and it is a cool, calm, and collected about 75 down here today. So it's like somebody put the air conditioning on down here in Florida.
Oh, it's
outside,
on up here.
But
it's 17.
There we go. But it is
We're
definitely not chilly at Talladega right now, as these boys have been lighting up this track all night long here on 10-4 Broadcasting. And boy, we were getting amped up. We were getting our blood pressures up, our pulse rates up there for a little bit, Tim. And then these caution flags started falling like Skittles after the rainbow.
Yeah, that's. Oh, thank you, Troy. He just want to stop in and say that our guys rocked the PHRL race last night. Really appreciate that. Thank you for stopping by to check out this big show race. Because the ending of this one's going to be wild.
Boy, and jumping over to that Powerhouse Racing League, Tim, I watched a little bit of that. That broadcast was led by Mitchell Adams and Patrick Morrison. And they did a great job of putting that race on. And Kayla McCarthy came out the race winner there. And boy, she had about a 7-second lead on the field until late race caution put her in second place, and she was able to come home with that victory. If you want to jump over to YouTube and check out that race replay, we do have that up on there as well. But back to the action here in the big show. I want to jump over the chat, and we do have some more fans in the chat, Tim. More people just not watching Landry. It looks like we have a Jonah Long fan in the chat. Jonah Long is going to get it. He's going to make a comeback. Go Jonah, the number 7 car. So big shout out to Jonah Long there. It looks like he might be a little further back down into P16. But hey, Tim, we've seen it so far. Anything can happen here at the big show. But those pace lights are off of that pace truck. We're about to go racing again here in the Big Show 125. There's $150 on the line for the race winner here, $75 for second place. But we're not going to talk about second place here because we know if you're not first, you're last here in the Big Show. Boy, Landon Gentry is trying to take home that prize there, but he has got a lot of speed behind him. And Troy says his money is on the, I believe the 020.
Yeah, Sergius.
There we go. Sergius. There we go. And we do have another pick in the chat for the number 53 machine. But boy, we're about to go green again here in the Big Show 125.
Now the question is, can they make it around to that white flag? People checking up. Look at Heath Rutherford going to the way outside. Gets a huge run.
Here we go, Tim. Let's see if we can't close this race. We already have some wrecks going on behind the leaders. We'll see if we'll stay green for a little bit here as Landon Gentry is going to lead them down around 2 onto the backstretch here. But Heath Rutherford's coming fast on that outside lane there, Tim, as he's going to go door to door with Landon on the backstretch.
Oh, Timothy Pope said, "I'm not working with you." We're right around.
Oh no! Big wreck on the backstretch. Oh no, we'll see if we'll stay green, and we are still green here in the Big Show 125 as Landon Gentry's leading him around 4 here. He's still leading the way here with with Reithel on the outside there. Big moves happening here, ladies and gentlemen, but this is the white flag. 1 to go. Wherever happens, happens here is Landon Gentry is going to be second there on the inside lane there, going down into 1.
Coming to that outside lane with that number 17 of Jess Vaught. Jonah Long coming into the picture along with that number 10 of Danny Mann as they come down the backstretch.
And they go 3 wide. They're inching into that inside to try to get that 3 wide on the backstretch there, but there's a drag strip down that long stretch here at Talladega. We're on our final lap here in the Big Show 125 is Landon Gentry as Mann creeps up the track there in the 10. Oh my goodness, that was a sketchy move there out of Mann in the 10 truck. As you see, get tangled up there with the 7, but Landon Gentry's going to lead that inside lane there on the front stretch. We'll see who's going to take home this race victory here tonight, and it looks like it's going to be Landon Gentry in that 33 machine. Wow.
Timothy Pope, Sergius, and I'll be honest, I think Danny Mann got kicked from the server for those moves that he was making below the yellow line. Those are things that should not be put up with. He just, that was poor sportsmanship on behalf of that 10 truck.
But boy, let's not take away from the positive and the happiness that Landon Gentry is feeling inside of that 33 machine, because he knows now that he is $150 richer for taking home the victory here in the Big Show 125. And boy, he is going to make his fans happy, and maybe he can take some of those fans out to eat with that new cash money he's got in his pocket, Tim. And Landon really ran a solid race all race long. He started way back in the 20s here in tonight's field. He clawed his way all the way back up. Picked up the stage 3 victory, so he's got 25 there, and he also wins tonight's race, so he's got 150 there. So he's going to be going home tonight, Tim, with $175.
More than that. He's going over 195 because he also gets the hardest charger award for gaining 24 spots since the drop of the green flag.
Man, about $200 for about 2 hours of work. That's about $100 an hour for us working folks. And boy, you can't get that any kind of money anywhere else. As you see, Landon Gentry is now burning it down on the front stretch.
If you want to go ahead and bring third place in for the interview, it's Simon Sergius, and then we're going to interview Timothy Pope and then Landon to end it out.
Yes, if we can't get Simon on the radio here. Quite a finish there. See if Simon Sergius wants to talk with us about that finish there. Hey, Simon, it's Will and Tim up here in the 10-4 broadcasting with you. Got a copy there on pit road?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, man, coming home P3 here tonight. Kind of take us through that race and how you feeling about the finish here tonight.
Oh, it was a crazy race. Before I was last, yeah, I can make it P3. Yeah, it's not bad. That Dan, I don't know what he's thinking about. It's just go crazy. Yeah, it was very crazy race, guys. Fun, big fun.
Yeah, man, that was a fun, exciting race for us up here in the booth. Very competitive action from start to finish. What do you think kind of played out to put you in this position here at the end? I know we had 3 cautions there to end this race. Did you feel like you were in a prime position to get a good finish here?
It's all about teamwork, guys. Teamwork is all. In Talladega, you need to find the friends, if you want to win. So, teamwork, yeah.
Yeah, teamwork does indeed make the dream work here, Simon. And
That's correct. That's correct, guys.
Yeah, it does. And you come home P3 here tonight, and boy, we're looking forward to see what you got the rest in this Big Show 125. And boy, big finish here. Before we let you go, is there anybody that you might have had watching here tonight, or any sponsors you wanted to give a shout out here?
Oh yeah, I wanna say a big thank you for Ray Garcia. Is making the best show.
Congratulations, drivers.
Thank you, Ray, for putting this on.
Yeah, man, it looks like, before I let you go here, I do want to confirm, I do want to get you the payouts here for tonight. And I believe you're going to be going home with about $25 in your pocket, man. So congratulations for that P3 finish here. And boy, what a race it was for us up here in the booth. And we'll go ahead and let you go. And before we let you go, Tim, you got any questions here for our podium finisher?
Man, Simon, you played a good, solid race all night. You ended up 4 positions up from where you started. You know, I know you're trying to work with your teammates a lot there, but you did a great job coming home P3. Just want to congratulate you on that.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
I'm still mad that you beat me last night, though, but I forgive you.
It's just a game, guys.
Congratulations again.
Just a game that pays, Simon, and it pays to come in third here tonight. And congratulations for us up here in the 10-4 broadcasting booth. And you have a good night. And hopefully we'll see you again here in the big show come April.
Take care, guys. Love you.
Of course.
There's so much love in this place. I love it.
There is love and calmness, and there's love in the air when you win money in iRacing, I suppose, Tim. And we'll see if we can't get our second place finisher in here. I know it's Timothy Pope, and Timothy was a name that you had your eye on here throughout tonight's race. And it looks like Timothy Pope is not in there for an interview there,
Gotcha,
so I'll see if we can't get a...
Real quick, I'm going to point out that Troy... Trudeau, sorry if I'm butchering your name, buddy. In the chat, he said that's a good DQ. I agree. When you start racing the way he was, heading off into 4, pushing cars out of the way from the get-go down low, there's no place for that on the final lap like this. I understand what he was trying to do, but like I said, poor sportsmanship. I did see it happen earlier in the race. He was diving down onto the apron to get around people on the start. I just didn't think he was going to do it there at the end.
No, we'll see if we can't get Ray Garcia in here for a chat. Ray's going to come home P5 here tonight. So a top 5 finish out of Ray. See if we can't get him in here for a quick interview about tonight's action. Everybody. Hey, Ray, it's Will and Tim up here in 10-4 broadcasting booth. You got a copy real quick on pit road?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, Ray, you come home P5 here tonight. Probably not the finish you're hoping for, but take us through what you thought of the race and what kind of led to you finishing in the top 5 here tonight.
You know, fuel strategy was the key to this race. You look at VRL had a good pit strategy, but you have to give credit to Landon Gentry, Simon Sregis, myself, JD Kazaza, Jonah Long, Heath Rutherford, Greg Blazen. We were all on a certain pit strategy. And also just a shout out to Michael Simmons, who's a newer driver with us in the 62, who also was on our same pit strategy. So it was about coming in right, putting ourselves in the right position. Towards the end there, we had a couple of young drivers that were making too much contact. We had warned them early on about making contact, and I had to remove them there at the end because they were just driving just too recklessly. You know, it was messing up the field. So other than that, the race went pretty well. The trucks were handling well. The speeds were right on target. There at the end, when guys were running out of fuel, that's what caused a couple of those wrecks. They're on the green-white checkers. Up at the front, they gamed it and they ran out of fuel. And once they ran out of fuel, everybody stacked up. We had a compression accident, and we threw the yellows. But on that last yellow, that was it for yellow. So even though we had all those wrecks, we didn't have any more green whites to throw, so we had to let it play out.
Yeah, we saw that. We actually saw a few members of the chat were interested about that black flag that was thrown there at the end of the race. Kind of take us through what you thought about that, and feels everybody kind of agrees with that DQ there.
Well, the 10 car, you know, he just early in the race, he took the leader out. He took out Michael Wiley from the lead, just spun him. You know, we had talked in pre-race about bump drafting. It was not allowed. We were only allowed to aero draft on the trucks. That's why you didn't see too much bump drafting. Only teammates were allowed to touch each other. But he insisted on pushing Michael Wiley, and he ended up spinning him out. And then subsequent to that, he took out a couple other cars. We EOL'd him. I don't know if you caught that, but we had EOL'd him, warned him again about contact, put him at the back. He fought his way back to the front. He went a couple laps down. We cleared him, and you know he drove back to the front, but he he was going below the yellow. He was just doing too many reckless things, and towards the end there, he caused that last wreck. So we had to punch his time card.
That's unfortunate, but you come home here, P5 here tonight, and boy, this was a big show out of these drivers, man. How impressed are you? I mean, Landon Gentry again takes home the victory here, man. You must get tired of paying out money to Landon.
I'll be honest with Landon. He's 12 years old, one of my youngest drivers. Most of us are in our 40s, 50s, or even 60s. And Landon came to me, and as a development driver, this kid has pure talent, and when I met him, I could see he had talent. He comes to practice, he learns, he doesn't drive crazy, he does the right things, he follows the plan. We have pre-race discussions, and he executes. And you can't ask for a better driver than somebody 12 years old who can execute with this many guys and get back to the front. When you're beating Tim Pope, Jess Vaught, in fact, any of the VRL guys, that's an accomplishment on top of an accomplishment.
It really was. And every time we call these big show races, it seems that Landon climbs his way to the top. And we saw it out of tonight's race. He came from, I think it was the 20s starting position to climb his way to this race victory here tonight. And Tim, before we let Ray go, back to race control to talk to the drivers. Do you got any questions for him?
No, just Will, you're hurting my heart. You're making me interview all these drivers that beat me last night. And
Yeah, sorry
Ray
about
was
that.
the third one. No, it was a great show. It got messy at the end, but what can you expect from Talladega? And these guys trying to win that big money. I mean, I think Landon is going to bring home like $195.
Yeah, he's going to win. Well, he won a stage and he won the race, so he's looking somewhere around 175.
And I think he got the hard charger.
Oh, he may have. Yes, exactly.
Because on my screen it shows he was up 24 spots.
Yeah, so there's another.
Can
Yeah, so it's about 120.
Who led the most laps? I didn't see.
I was
that.
just looking. Me and Danny Man tied for the most laps led.
Nice.
Yeah, well, he's not here, so.
There's more.
There we go, Ray.
But the key, again, the key is execution. We can all race, we all race, but it's who executes the plan. Before we even start racing, we talk about what we're going to do, how we're going to handle other drivers. We have to plan to race VRL. You just don't show up at a track and just go side by side with them. Those guys know how to race, and you have to have an effective executed plan to keep pace with them. At one point, all 8 of our guys were 1st through 8th when I was leading there, and I'm not sure who turned me, but somebody turned me, and that took me out of the mix. And luckily, I fought back. I was in dead last, but I was able to fight my way back in the last 20 laps to catch up to the guys. But it is what it is. Landon's already in the Hall of Fame. This is his second 125 win. He's the only one in our Hall of Fame who has won 2 125 lap races. That's a pretty big accomplishment at 12 years old.
Yeah.
Huge accomplishment there. I think at 12 or 13, I was talking to Tim. I think at 12 or 13, I was still asking my dad to drive the golf cart around the golf course. So I'm sure this is big for Landon. And Ray, before we let you go out of here, boy, you paid out $600 to these drivers here tonight. If there was anybody watching or anybody in the chat that was interested in joining the big show or racing in this big event, maybe next month, how do they go about finding you guys and getting with you about signing up?
Well, the easiest way to find us is to look us up on Facebook, all in capital letters, The Big Show. Again, we're a development group. We call ourselves a community of drivers. So we take all skill levels and we just let guys develop into what you see today. There's a ton of guys here with pure talent, and we let a few new guys in that came, but they didn't perform. They didn't execute. So just look us up on Facebook. We have our schedules. We run races every weekend, and at the end of the month, we run something big like this. And through the generosity of the community of drivers we have, we're able to build these prize pools of $660 today. It's our biggest prize pool. We paid all the way to 10th place, all 3 stages: pole position, hard charger, lap leader. There's a lot of ways to win money at our races.
Oh, for sure. I think we call a few other leagues here at 10-4 Broadcasting, but boy, you are the banker, if you will. You are the one that pays out the most to these drivers. And Ray, before we let you go, anybody that you might have had watching here tonight that you wanted to give a shout out to, or any sponsors of tonight's event? I know this was actually a crowd-funded race here by the drivers.
Yeah, I'd like to send a special shout out to Greg and Robert Corzin, who contributed to our race. We appreciate the donation, but both were unable to work or to race with us because they had work obligations. But we'll catch them next time. So also thank you to all the drivers who donated their money. If you recall the last race last month, almost 70% of the drivers who earned money donated that money back into this prize pool. So that's what made it so big. You know, some of these guys are like, hey, let's have a bigger prize next time. So that's how we got big. Next month we head to Michigan next month. So we'll be racing Michigan all month. The end of the month we'll have another 125 lap race at Michigan.
Boy, we're excited for that action, Ray. We appreciate you taking the time with us, and good finish here, finishing in the top 5. I don't know if you're going to pay yourself out. Probably not. Going to donate it back to the big show. But
Yep.
Boy, what a way to climb back up there. And we'll see if we can't catch up with Tim, who's in Victory Lane, with Landon Gentry, who's actually counting up his money there in Victory Lane. So let's see if we can't get a copy with Landon and Tim. Tim, you got Landon there in Victory Lane. Go ahead.
I've got Landon, but he's thrown. Apparently, Ray gave it to him all in one, so he's like laying in Victory Lane, creating money snow angels, as I like to call them. Landon, we talked to you after your win in stage 3, I believe. Kind of take me through those last 30 laps. I mean, you had caution after caution, green white checkered. I mean, that's it's hard.
Yeah. At the end, I was yelling at everyone that caused the wreck because I just wanted to get the race over with. I was really short on fuel. I know a few people ran out at the end. I was just hoping I didn't run out, which turns out I didn't.
How much did you have left?
I think I had like 4 laps.
Whew. Gotta take me through working with your teammates that whole race. You and Jonah Long seemed to work together very well there at the end and throughout the race, but Jonah got collected heading into the 4. I mean, after the 10,
Yeah, after that stage victory there, Landon, you kind of charged your way up to the lead. We saw you're actually going to get the biggest mover of the race award here tonight, so a little extra money to be counting there in victory. Yeah, big win for you there, man. What kind of opened the door for you to start charging your way up to the top?
So, just avoiding wrecks, I followed Keith Long into pit lane, and because I wasn't in the voice chat at the beginning, I followed him in without them like really knowing, and they just got me up to the front from that. It was way different than my strategy that I had planned with my other team I was on.
Man, Landon, and Ray was just talking about how impressed he is with your driving skill in this league. Landon, where does it all come from? Where does all this skill that you have amassed and all these victories, that you're only 12 years old, where do you think it all comes from in the simulator?
I have no idea.
Ray said you put a lot of work on that practice and getting everything right, and I like it. Shout out to Alan Iverson there. We're talking about practice, and you see that the practice does pay off for you here, Landon, as you're going to walk away with almost $200 here in tonight's race.
Yeah, that's a lot.
He can't forget his training fee he has to split with the trainer.
Exactly. You got to pay those coaches. Exactly.
And I still have $67 from the ISS truant.
Boy, and Landon, we can't let you go without saying that you have a bunch of fans in the chat. Is there anything that you wanted to say to your fans, or a special shout out as we have you in Victory Lane here?
Thanks for supporting me. Pretty much, I think that's it.
Yeah, man. Is there anywhere that they could check you out? Do you stream on Twitch? Is there anywhere that they can watch that race for you?
Yeah, GreenCat33 on Twitch. Go follow me.
Go give him a follow, ladies and gentlemen, because he racks up the wins here in the Big Show 125. And boy, you put on a show. You are beating guys 3 times, 4 times your age here in the series. And Landon, this is a big congratulations. It seems that we might have Tim back here in the booth. And Tim, before we let Landon go, any more questions for him in Victory Lane?
No, just really huge congratulations coming from the back. So far in the field, you played it right. You were calm the whole time, and I think that's the key at races like this. Is you've got to be calm, collected, no matter where you are at the beginning or the end. And you played that out great.
Yeah.
What do I tell you, Landon? Every race I talk to you, what do I tell you? What's the key to winning?
Don't freak out when you get wrecked.
Stay calm.
Hey,
Stay calm.
Ray needs to be
right?
Kyle Busch's crew chief.
Yep. Stay calm. Landon got collected early in a wreck and was way off pace. But like I always tell him, stay calm, work the plan, and look what happens. Execution. Execution is the key.
He did execute and take home that victory here. And Landon, big congratulations from us here in the 10-4 broadcasting booth. It seems as though we might be your good luck charm because every time we broadcast one of these races, you either finish in the top 2 or you take home the victory. So maybe we're our lucky rabbit's foot or something here up here in the 10-4 broadcasting booth. But boy, enjoy that cash money you just won, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course, and that was Landon Gentry. He takes home the prize here in the Big Show 125, Tim, and boy, man, he ran an incredible race from start to finish. He climbed his way up, I think 24 positions. We were mentioning he's going to take home the Hard Charger Award. Tim, we had everything in the Big Show 125 here tonight.
We really did, and I'm looking at the fastest lap time. Looks like it might go to Doug. Oh, nope. Gregory Ricks ran a 50.48.
That's it. That's fast time.
That's what it shows on my end. I have to double check with iRacing. Let me look really quick.
They laid it down here in the Big Show 125, and I do want to run through that chat as we're getting that information for the viewers here. Landon definitely does have some fans in there. Brian Gentry said, "Yay, Landon." Portman said, "Go, Landon. Great win." We had some other people. No, Landon needs a new crapper, it says. He says his crapper is fine. We have Allison Mulkey says, "So proud of you, Jonah."
It doesn't show me because I was watching, not racing.
And it looks like Reynold Garcia. Oh, Ray Garcia says congratulations to Landon Gentry, of course. And congratulations to all the Big Show drivers for a great race. And I can't agree with Ray more on that. It was a great race for us up here in the 10-4 broadcasting booth. It had me on the edge of my seat. Had my blood pressure bumping a little bit because, boy, we had 3 late cautions there to end this thing out, Tim. And, boy, those racers really laid down those lap times.
They really did. And from everybody here at 10-4 Broadcasting, on behalf of Will and myself, I want to thank you for following along. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. We've got great racing all week long, really, and we want you to come along and join us in that. And we're always coming up with new things for the channels, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday.